capacity. Like, we're so far removed from each other and what we do and the content we make and everything. What's up, Jade? How you doing? Easy to see you tonight. You're coming for Truck Simulator tonight? Sounds good. I'll see you tonight on the late stream. I'll have new White Claws tonight, new flavors. I think I have blood orange, cranberry, raspberry, and lime. I don't remember if it's raspberry or not. Maybe it's blackberry.
What up, big birds? How are you, man?
If you notice, you keep spamming the same question in chat, and I'm not addressing it. It's because I think the question is stupid. And
About basketball?
That's why. I'm not gonna bring it. I'm not gonna address it or bring it up if I think it's dumb. American truckers drink Budweiser, King. Yes, but I'm a truck simulator. Get it? I'm not an actual trucker. I'm a truck simulator. So truck
that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. So you're just making excuses for why you're a homosexual?
For you tonight, Jay. There you go. Big old diesel. What is the lighting theme today? This is when we were playing.
It really is.
Doing the Ninja Turtles content in Call of Duty many months ago. Was it 2-3 months ago now? The Ninja Turtles collab. I put all 4 Ninja Turtles colors, so orange, red, purple, and blue, into a 4-color abstract art generation RGB logo.
Yep, so I knew the audio was on.
Blobs, it's putting these colors behind me, so that's why you're seeing variations of the colors in different proportions. And it looks pretty cool. I actually like how it looked. Like I could do any 4 colors, but I thought these 4 Ninja Turtles colors actually look really nice, like together, the way that it play off of each other. And by the way, today I will have the G5 Pro V2 controller pulsating purple. I decided to have pulsating purple RGBs on it today.
Oh god, that sucks, bro. Your power went out all night.
Looked nice with the background. So,
what did you do?
There we go.
Sleep?
And I'm gonna try it with a direct USB
how dare
today.
How dare you have to go to sleep at night? Didn't the world know that everybody lives at night?
I have Slack now. And I'm going to try that and see how the controller works, if it improves its performance or whatever. The controller claims via USB it's 1,000 megahertz or whatever.
One second,
rate.
Guys. I need to go
wireless. It's
change
only 200.
Water.
I
forgot if
I don't know if that would affect anything. I guess we'll find out. I have no idea what any of that means. I know, I wish the RGBs would sync with my... Imagine if this controller had the Ninja Turtles colors RGBs all at once right now, but it doesn't work like that. It doesn't sync with the program. I'm very disappointed. NJZ says, well, I do no podcast streams twice a week now. I don't know. I feel like if there's a reason to do a podcast all week, I'll do it. But some weeks, like this week, there's really not that much going on. There's no game news. There's going to be tons of game news starting next week with Summer Game Fest, the Xbox show.
Hi, buddy.
Right now, it's just very
co-host.
So why
you got to answer this question, bro.
It's going to be an hour and a half of us bullshit.
What the fuck do dogs do all day?
Bullshit for 15 minutes, and then we'll start the game, and we'll get extra
Can you tell me what do dogs do all day? What are you out here doing? Are you out here living your life? What kind of life do you live? What kind of life?
So it just makes sense to do that on Friday.
Can I ask you about your opinion on taxes?
No, it's not true.
You don't have an opinion?
Or about Wings of Redemption regarding me.
You're a dog and I shouldn't be doing this?
He doesn't talk to
me. It's not funny?
He's never challenged me.
Well, I thought it was funny.
The few times that I've tried to talk to Wings of Redemption behind the scenes, he's
same. So that's how my dog does. He sleeps and eats.
Talks to me about anything. So if he said on a stream, I challenged him to Mortal Kombat, or we did this, he's completely lying, 100%.
No, he isn't. What? No, he isn't. No, he isn't. You challenged him and he said that you had to pay him. You're lying. What the fuck? What up, Thag, man? How are you? Hopefully you're good. I haven't seen you for a couple of days.
Okay. I made efforts to say, hey, do you want to do something together? Do you want, he always ignores me. So, just,
no, that's not true. He asked for payment,
just pay no
and then you ignored him. That's a lie, Phil. You ignored him because you didn't want to pay him the 5 bands that he requested. You even made up a stupid joke about how it was like 5 literal bands, like music bands. You're an idiot.
Sidious, no, that was never happening either. He says, weren't the two of you going to 1v1 in Call of Duty? No, we literally never talked about anything. This conversation's never happened. It seems like he has his ideas in his head. He talks about them in his streams and content, but he never has spoken to me at all. So he's just talking.
Oh, man. Well, at least it wasn't too serious and you made it out okay,
and by the way,
bro.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't do some kind of a crossover with him. Right? But he never speaks.
Man, I've never really had to deal with any kind of like major surgery, but I have seen like the therapy that goes into rehabilitation, because I used to have to take my brother to physical therapy after he had rods placed in his legs because he's disabled, right? So for years, I watched him struggle to take steps, to walk, bro. All of it. So, I'm really glad that you didn't have anything too damaging. So, big ups to you, bro. And hopefully you don't have any physical therapy.
Like, if I reach
I'm gonna turn the music
right now,
down just a little bit. I think it's a little too loud.
He would ignore me completely. So there's no point.
Sorry, I forgot to do my button check
right,
before I started the stream.
I told you, it's supposed to be like this weird abstract blobs of color. There it is. See the orange right there? So it comes and goes. Right now, there's blue over here, purple. There's some red. See, it's all over the place. Someone said, where's the orange? It's there. It's in there.
What you doing, Big Chungus?
Wings didn't say anything bad about you. Trolls are trying to start drama. I totally believe that. I'm just making it clear from my end. That guy has like shut me out and doesn't speak a word to me. So there's nothing I can do, and I'm giving up.
That's good,
like,
bro. I'm glad you were able to get that
to eventually do something
figured
with him,
out.
A crossover of gaming, or even
because
just a
I don't wish that
like,
kind of stuff on anybody.
Interview, just to chill.
Despite what the narrative is,
so
I don't wish impairments on anybody.
Like, what's the point?
Even small children of my ops. I don't wish any kind of harm on them.
Yeah,
but I will relentlessly make fun of their fat, inexperienced, unapologetic loser of a father who doesn't give two shits about them.
Like me, I love what I do. I absolutely love this job. I love coming here every day, hanging out with you guys, playing a variety of games, doing everything that we do, coming out with new ideas, doing fun marathons.
There we go. I had to tie up my hair, bro.
It must be the opposite. Like, he does it just because he has to do it.
Bro, I know that shit irritates the fuck out of me too. It's like he doesn't even know.
Punching my card, and or else why would he not be excited to do stuff?
I need cable plugged in.
Pull up, how about a Smurfio shit gang? On their computers. They on computers talking shit offline.
Yes, Pepe, this is not a podcast. I'm literally just killing some time to have the attendance.
He would have, bro.
Start with the game.
So you're literally doing a podcast.
For a little bit, and then we're gonna. This is not a podcast that have segments and.
No,
like
that's literally what this is, bro. Just shut up.
A lot of streamers actually do this. If you're not aware, a lot of streamers will just hang out with their audience for a bit before they do something. That way, any topics that they want to cover get covered.
I hit the wrong button.
What's up, Noble Times? Why are we skipping the podcast some days? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, because I don't feel like there's enough to really talk about every day for a full podcast.
Oh
Like, right now
my
we're having a
God,
little
bro. They
conversation,
killed
which is
him.
great,
They
and then we'll jump
killed
right into
my
the game.
poor boy Jeff.
have
I
any
had to
topics
go
for a
back to
podcast.
Venom,
I don't
bro.
have anything new to say about the controller.
They killed
I don't
my
think we need to talk about
boy.
the schedule
They
for the millionth
killed him.
time.
Now I got to get
There's
ready
no
for
news to
fucking
talk
season
about. There's nothing going on, so
2.5
why do a show
without
right?
Jeff.
Number two,
What am I gonna
this
do?
gives us
What am I
opportunity
gonna
to get more
do?
progression in games that have been ongoing forever. Like, we're playing Clair Obscur over a month now, and what are we, halfway in? I need to be putting in some
Like,
more
I
time
don't know
into
what
these
I'm gonna
games, so
do.
this helps.
I honestly
You know?
don't. He's my main
We only
healer.
finished Doom the Dark
They
Ages
cut
last
all
week
of
because
his
I did this twice, and we
gameplay.
got lots of extra gameplay, and we actually
Bro.
beat it like we wanted to.
Jeff was my favorite character to play as. I'm gonna be upfront.
All right, so guys,
You know, I want to
so
say,
this is
oh, it's
important,
Thor,
all right?
it's Iron Man. No, it was Jeff.
When we
I
played
love
Clair Obscur
playing
2
Jeff.
days ago, we did not hit the support goal.
And now
All
they
right.
killed him. So I don't know how I'm
would
gonna
like to
play
stay
him.
on track this
But I'm
week.
gonna keep him in
If
the
we hit
pocket
support goals
just in
every
case they
stream,
rebalance him
today,
again.
Tomorrow, Thursday, we will do
So I'm not
DSP
gonna give up
Trizon
on him.
Friday.
Like I didn't give up on Thor.
All right, and I want
didn't
to.
give
wanna
up
do
on
this. How to
Venom
Train Your Dragon
when I
deal
switched
is
to
live
them.
now.
So
I could get it right now at Burger King.
literally nobody
Okay,
gives a shit.
So let's get these goals rolling.
9
Let's get some
goals.
support going.
What, you
Let's
want
not say,
9
oh, he's
goals in a
playing
day?
Clair Obscur. Oh, that's an RPG. Oh, RPGs are boring. So I'm just gonna sit here and complain all stream.
Is he
about an RPG,
condemning
even
people
though
for
I
not
could come
giving
back
him
for Trucker
money?
Simulator later. I could come back for Blueprints or Minecraft tomorrow. We could watch Night Rain on Thursday and Friday. I could watch fighting games Friday. I'm just gonna sit here and whine because I don't.
Oh,
like RPGs,
Night Rain comes
and then I'm
out
gonna
on
bring the whole
Friday?
vibe down,
I didn't even
and then
know
everyone's gonna
that.
complain, and then no, we're not doing that today. Today, it's a 4-hour stream of Clair Obscur. If you're down for
Oh,
that,
I missed
you
my
wanna see a
chance to
great
bomb.
RPG with great graphics, great music, great gameplay, great story, and we want to hang out and chill and
gotta-
enjoy each other's company. That's what we're here for. Not here to have people whine and complain that they don't like RPGs. That's stupid. Don't be here then, okay? And going hand in hand with that, let's get some support. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some memberships. Let's get some subs. Let's get some tips. Let's get that positivity rolling so we can
God,
continue
if I could
to be
incorporate
successful and
that
play
into
awesome
my
games,
gameplay,
do
that
what I
would
love,
change my game
be able to
entirely.
get new stuff every day that I need, you know, and hit those goals for big rewards. I want to.
But
do
he
this
can't.
How You
He
Train Your
can't
Dragon meal on
attack while
Friday.
running
That'd
on
be
the
the
wall,
perfect day to
right?
do. All right. Sound
No.
good? Big Papa Phil with our first contribution. He just gifted.
Oh,
a
you don't have
membership.
to hold it?
Thank you, Big Papa Phil.
Then maybe it will work.
Big Papa Phil O. No, just Big Papa Phil. Our first support of the day, $3. Thank you, Big Papa Phil.
No, it won't let me. That sucks. But maybe I can go from a running
Indicator, no, I don't know what you're talking
a
about.
running
This is,
stance
people who
here,
developed
jump.
Mind's Eye are saying that it was a terrible place to work, and the
Okay.
CEO, who's formerly from Rockstar, was the one responsible for Big Crunch. No, I didn't hear any of this.
Oh, I need to get up higher if I want to jump off of that. There we go.
No, no drunken stream tonight.
I wish
No
you could
drunk.
launch his
A couple
tendrils
White Claws
while
to
he's
give your brain a
launching
buzz.
from
Yes, not a
his
drunken
dive.
stream. No.
That would be intense. But that's just me trying to make him like Jeff. Fuck.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I've been drunk before. I would say there's a few times I've been drunk on stream.
Yeah,
First
that's
of all,
all it is,
many
bro.
years ago during a
Tax
Christmas
write-off.
marathon, I was drinking, and we were doing that. What is that North Pole cleanup, like Viscera cleanup detail, where there's
What?
supposed to be an elf cleaning blood at the North Pole or something? I definitely got drunk during that. Like, I was drank too much too fast.
I'm
and
sorry,
I was
literally
drunk trying to do it,
fucking
and I couldn't even do
what?
it. Remember, I couldn't even do it. Like, I was trying to mop. I couldn't do it at all. I couldn't play the game. I had to move on to the next game. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like losing consciousness trying to do this. And I would say a couple, let's see, some of the marathons this year, like for example,
Because He wants people to think he doesn't drink as much as he does. So he lies about his tolerance, right? It would be like me hopping on stream, right? Taking one little dab and then acting like I'm super fucking baked for the entire stream. That's literally what it is with him. It's a fallacy created in his mind so he can like push this narrative that he's not a hopeless drunk alcoholic, right? But he is that. He is an alcoholic, a severe alcoholic. And the denial of his alcoholism means he's an alcoholic.
The first time that I had those
Play
shots,
the goddamn game,
was it the Mega Man
loser.
Marathon? It was probably the Mega Man Marathon when I had the strong 99 shots. That first time,
Bro, you were
guys had
supposed
me
to
drink
play
really
the
quick,
game.
and I got really, really strongly inebriated to where like, I wasn't like, oh, I'm passing out drunk, but like it was very hard for me to play Mega Man. I had to play Mega Man. And that's tough when you're inebriated. Those older games are actually very challenging.
My God, bro.
And
He thinks it's cool
the
to
birthday
act
marathon
like
with
he
that
doesn't
freaking,
drink.
uh,
He wants to
the
be seen.
moonshine.
He wants to be seen as like this upstanding guy, right? This aging gentleman that's aging gracefully and doesn't do any like bad things. But it's full of shit. He's lying. It's fake. It's a fallacy. It's the truest form of the Truman Show. Instead of Truman figuring out that his life is a lie, predicated off the backs of people lying to him, right? And his entire world is a sham created by people who are manipulating him, right? Phil, on the other hand, goes the entire opposite direction and pretends like the people aren't doing it, despite him knowing in his fucking brain that they're doing this to him. Bro, those shits were funny.
Because it was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
It was absolutely
Disgusting.
disgusting. It's one thing if you're drinking liquor and it tastes good. That shit tasted like jet fuel.
Well, it tasted
was
like
nasty.
jet fuel.
So I was not
Like
enjoying
jet
drinking
fuel.
it. And I was taking shots of it. I'm like, oh. And it just hit me so hard. I was like, oh, fuck.
What is that? Oh, it's the cable.
Yeah,
I'm
what was it
just
called?
stupid.
Blue Flame? It was
It was
disgusting.
blue flame.
It didn't taste like anything but like needles. You know what I mean? You swallow
He
it's like you're
does.
swallowing a razor blade. Zero flavor.
He does when it's beneficial for him. But when it's not, he wants people to think that
Am I going to buy anything
he's
from
not
the
an
Sony
alcoholic.
Days of Play sale? Probably not. What do I need to buy
Right?
from the Sony Days
It-
of Play sale? I don't need anything. I know it's like they just wrote
It's so goddamn dumb, bro. He wants people to believe that he's not all these things, right? Like, he wants people to believe that he doesn't order DoorDash every day and that he eats like a hamster, right? Oh, I only eat lettuce and nuts and berries I pick from the bush out back. I never even eat anything that is bad for you. Phil, like, come on, bro. Everybody eats bad things, right? And what I think it is, it's not that he's losing weight naturally. I think he's actually diabetic, right? And he's losing weight constantly because there will be some days where he'll take his insulin and other days where he thinks that, oh, my blood sugar's fine, so I don't have to take my insulin. And that's the days where he's like sweating a lot and like really red in the face. Exactly. He wants everybody to believe that he eats like a hamster, but his wife is like the size of the fucking Grand Canyon, bro. She's fat as shit. Like me. Right? I'm fat as shit. So as a fellow person of calories, I get to deem Kat fat as hell. I'm sorry. That's just how the way fatness works.
Bro, they raised all their prices.
She has been
and now they have a
sanctified.
sale
A
that makes it
fatso.
the normal price again. So what was the point of raising your prices, you fucking idiots? Right? Like,
To
how
get
dumb can
bitches
you
like
be?
you to complain.
Oops,
Did it work?
We raised our prices and no one's buying our hardware now. Let's do a sale. How about don't raise your prices, dunce?
What?
Anyway, I don't need anything from Sony.
What? Excuse me? Sony's the one that, well, they did initially raise their prices, but they're the ones that hasn't raised their prices yet because of all this stuff going on. Microsoft did. Nintendo did. Well, Nintendo did and didn't. Nintendo raised their prices because of the tariffs, not on the console, but on the periphery items like a controller, a camera, and all that other shit, right? So they did and they didn't. Sony, on the other hand, exactly may burst cucumbers. You know, Sony hasn't raised their prices yet. I mean, they did initially before all of this tariff stuff, but they're the last holdouts. So their summer sale is not something to recoup losses because of tariffs. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit, and it's like an absolute lie.
Sony, so.
And bro, why aren't you playing the fucking game yet? Birds? Cucumbers? Oh, if you guys start asking me to take my shirt off, the stream is done. Bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You can look at my fine-ass man titties through my shirt. I'm not taking my shirt off.
Have I ever blacked out drunk before? I think I've gotten very close, but haven't. I don't recall ever.
Bull goddamn shit. You are an alcoholic, an admitted alcoholic, and you never got blackout drunk. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit.
Like, actually blacking out being so drunk. No, I'm not going to play Dead by Daylight next month. No.
Keep the tipples tame.
Next month's going to be so busy. Switch 2 with Super Mario, with Mario Kart World if I can get it. Maybe Street Fighter 6 update.
It's Street Fighter 6 update.
Here, let me switch the frame because we're not playing Marvel
Summer
Rivals
Game Fest,
yet.
Xbox Showcase, probably a Sony event too, I'm guessing. Continuing on with Clear Obscure, Mind's Eye is coming out.
Fucking God.
Death Stranding 2 is coming out.
If there is a God in fucking heaven, please do not let Sony announce a God of War fucking remake. Because I know Tyson Carson is not going to do it. He's retired from the character. And Christopher Judge said he will not do it if Tyson Carson doesn't reprise the role of young Kratos. So rocking a hard place. The fucking motion caption actor Christopher Judge will not do the game. The voice actor will not do the game. So how do you remake the game? You can't. So please don't. Dude, I'm telling you, bro, it is a fucking cult. I'm going to tell you guys right here, right now. You can like me, right? You cannot like me. You can say whatever you want, within reason. Don't harass and be racist to people, the normal stuff. And, don't, try and dox people. Those are the only rules. You can attack me. You can make fun of the way I look. You can make fun of my beard, my face, my tattoos, the fact I'm fat. I don't give a shit. You can make fun of whatever and say whatever. I'm not going to ban you, right? Even if you disagree with me, I won't ban you. But Rich, on the other hand, needs that echo chamber because he cannot handle being wrong. He can't. And it's further proven when you go on Twitter and you realize he was run off of Twitter because he could not fucking handle it. You disagree? If you disagree, man, you're welcome to bring your thoughts and feelings forward, man. You won't be banned here. Unless you're trying to okay, the only person that got banned was JDX the Kid because he went off the rails and started trying to ban people. Right? So that's the only thing. Mods, you can't just ban people for saying things. That everybody knows that. I like people that have opinions, right? Normal people just has all those other rules, and that's it. I try to foster a community where anybody can bring up anything. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. You can agree, disagree. You can try and disprove me. I don't care. I like the discussion, right? And I'm not some fat guy hiding behind Blue Sky and his fucking blocked accounts. Bro, Rich literally ran to Blue Sky, and the first thing he said was, "It's so great that I can ban people and they can't see my stuff." So what you want is an echo chamber, Rich. You want a goddamn echo chamber. Dude, he wants to be DSP. He does. He does. Because Phil, okay, I don't like the way Phil conducts whatever it is that he wants to claim this is, right? I don't like that he takes advantage of people. I don't like that he develops an echo chamber where he takes advantage of the mentally disabled. You know, all of that shit. I don't like it. But that's what Rich wants. And he is cultivating that type of audience. Just look at the way the Jostler acts. Literally jumping in the lion's den to defend Rich for no fucking reason. When everybody has Rich dead to goddamn rights. Right? They can say that, oh, Rich's Dropbox is debunked, right? But it isn't. It isn't. We never claimed that Rich had, cheese pizza pictures of his stepchildren. Nobody claimed that. We claimed that he hid pictures of his stepchildren in bikinis under a television because that is what he claimed. But every single time they'll tell you, oh, it's been debunked. It's been debunked. That's not true. No, actually it hasn't. Jay said that the pictures weren't pornographic in nature. Okay, that's fine. But that was never the claim. Jay, on the other hand, made the claim that there was gay pornography in that folder. It's a fucking cult. These people are stupid. When you refuse to listen to the words that come out of somebody's mouth, and then you tell everyone else that they're lying for having heard what they said, you're an idiot. And you are in a brainwashed fucking cult. They call him dad, bro. They call him dad. Why? Why are they calling you father? That's weird. All the cows? Shit. Cyrax, King Cobra JFS, Null, fucking, Tony, Tony Chase, fucking, Nova Online, Jupiter the Hybrid, bro. There's just too many. There's too many, bro. These lol cows are a plague that needs to be snuffed out. Right? You know, you got Smokey McCrack, you got fucking Addendum, you got what's the other one that does Too High for Stupid? I can't remember all of them. But you know, you have all of these fucking people exposing these lolcows, and these people just continue on the platforms. Like, how come the platforms aren't noticing this stuff? Oh, dude, I know, and it's fucking weird. Like, I don't even want to make the comparison because I would never want that from anybody. I never want anybody calling me father other than my children, right? It's like, these are grown-ass adults calling another grown fucking adult father whom they have no relation to. Kiwi Tapes, that's who it is. Thank you very much. It's weird. It's weird. And then he wants to sit here and tell us that Sly has a cult, or like we're a cult, or what. Dude, you're the cult. You ban dissenting opinion, and you amplify ignorance in your own fucking chat, as long as it like, what is it? Not absolve, but like adds to your narcissistic take on yourself, right? If it boosts your ego, that's what you want. Because for as much as Rich says we have egos, or we're doing this to grift, Rich, I'm not making money from this. So what the fuck am I grifting? I have no tip links. I have nothing. I'm not monetized. I get no money from this. I am exposing you for what you said. That's not grifting. Grifting is doing something you don't believe in the hopes of monetary gain, which is something that you tried to do, you fat fuck. Not me. I didn't try and do a 6 months gay op about how easy it is to grift the MAGA right. That was you, you fucking retard. And then when you couldn't fucking do it, you backed the fuck out like you do everything the fuck else, bro. But you want to sit here and say anything about anybody. You'll go to Blue Sky and you'll be on your stream and you'll claim that I'm afraid of you. Yet when given the fucking opportunity to have me for an hour on your show, you ran from the platform. And his audience is so fucking stupid, right? They think if you don't just immediately agree with what they believe, that you're stupid. Bro, I'm not dumb because I say I don't know something. Because I'll ask a question about it. Or try to imply things to get a response so I can figure out if I'm going the right direction or if what I'm saying is wrong. Because that's what conversation is. It's ebbs and flows. You're right, you're wrong. You talk and you figure shit out. You literally learn this as a child. Right? But no. These moronic idiots think that if you do not just vehemently agree with everything they say off the top and give no pushback, that you're the idiot. Bro, how am I stupid for asking the question when it's a question? How am I stupid for asking Rich to explain what he meant by that Dropbox, what he meant by saying that he kept those pictures in there, and when pushed to give that information, what did Rich fucking say? I don't know. It was an accident. It's just happenstance. It just happened that way. But yeah, continue with the narrative that I'm the one that's afraid, when I'm the one that's asking to be brought up. I told your ass to bring me up, Rich, and you didn't. You didn't. But you guys have the audacity to sit here and say that I'm the one that's afraid when you fled the fucking platform to hide in a hug box where you literally fucking said,
Oh, it's just so great. It's so great that I can just ban people.
okay, Phil. Okay. Fuck, dude. I could go on about that fat bastard.
As a result of all of those gaming events, that things are gonna drop out of nowhere.
Bro, I don't know. Fate Stinger. I don't know. I'll let my thoughts be known last night. I genuinely believe that Rich was using those pictures nefariously. I believe that. Because why be so defensive? Why refuse to talk about it? And why do you refuse to try and vindicate yourself? Just saying, it's been debunked, is a fucking lie. It is a lie. It hasn't been debunked. Because you cannot debunk something that comes from your fucking mouth. And I'm not pulling an 8-bit Eric here. I don't want to see those pictures. I don't. I just want to understand what his intention was with those pictures and why he kept them after he split up from Lauren and was no longer in a relationship with her. Why did he keep those pictures, which only he had access to, after they had split up? Because the story is, again, and this is from Rich, that he had been on and off with Lauren for more than 10 years. And in that time, Rich had been cheating on Lauren, which came from Lauren, right? Because she sent out text messages to the women that Rich was trying to get with, telling them that she was ruining their family and that Rich just wanted to be with her. And that's how we found out that Rich was barely an attentive father, because she says in those text messages, right, that Rich was barely there as it is. And again, this isn't me saying that. This is Lauren, Rich. And it's not even paraphrased. It's what she said. Because Rich was cheating on Lauren, trying to get with other women, and Lauren found out. But he wants to sit here and tell us that we're lying on him. Where am I fucking lying, Rich? It's not me that said you only visited your daughter 3 times in the hospital. It was Lauren. It wasn't me that got mad about it. It was Lauren. So why am I the one that's making up some goddamn conspiracy? I'm not. Using the information provided, where am I lying? And this is why he runs, bro. Because there is no answer for it. None. But he'll sit here and he'll tell us that the Dropbox is debunked and we're all just making conspiracy theories about him. The shit on Facebook never happened. The shit in text messages never happened. Bro, all of it happened. All of it. But, you know, I'm just a caveman. What do I know about? Yeah, we're talking about Dropbox Dickers, bro. I don't know how I got on it, but I did. And when I'm on it, it's up. And wait, no, that doesn't work. But big ups, Cal, man. Good morning. Good morning. Or good afternoon now.
Egg Shooter, 36 months as a member. Thank you so much for the ongoing support, my friend.
You know, and I really don't mean to, like, harp on
As I've already
point
stated,
after
I'm not
point
talking
after
about the
point.
Switch 2. People are still trying to bring it up. All month, you guys haven't understood.
You know, I'm not trying to harp on point after point after point after point that I've already harped on. But I'm just so sick and fucking tired of these people telling me that I'm lying. I have presented my points. Refute them. Prove me wrong. If I'm wrong, show the proof. But you can't because I'm right. What do I think of Jay? I think Jay is a manipulator. I think he had a valid reason to be angry with Rich, but everything since that has kind of gone like downhill for him, and he manipulates the parasocial relationship the same as Rich does with his audience, which like endears him to them, which makes them feel some kind of responsibility for his well-being. Same thing Rich does, same thing Phil does. I think Jay, like PWR, like Rich, like Phil, are all just frauds, scamming their audience, so they don't have to actually put in effort. Now, Jay, on the other hand, does actually do videos and all that other stuff, you know, and that's what I say here is not a comment on that, just his content creation character, you know, because again, I don't know any of these people personally, and right, and as I am now, I'm not like this in my personal life. I'm not as boisterous, and you know, I'm putting on a little bit of a character here, you know, to just bring the levels up a little bit. but all the thoughts are genuinely mine, you know? So I have to give them a little bit of that leeway too. I can't put on, you know, a little bit of a character to make things, you know, fun, but I'm not putting on a character to grift you guys. They are. So maybe it's different, but I'm just trying to be upfront, you know? Because everybody likes to say that I lie and manipulate and all this stuff.
So that I've told you there's no way that I'm telling you about the Switch 2 at all. All right? I'm not. I've already explained. Other big FGC streamers don't call out rollback netcode because they know it's the only netcode for fighting games online. And if they say, hey, all online play sucks, then what's the point of watching their content?
One sec, guys. I'll be right back.
They're reliant on you watching this crappy rollback online play. I'm not. I'm a variety streamer. Right now, I could say fuck fighting games because rollback sucks and never play them again, and it wouldn't affect me. I'd be fine. To them, that's their life's blood. If they actually up and under and admit it and be like, hey, all this online play is meaningless.
Oh yeah, guys,
sucks.
guess what?
It literally rewinds what you did in the game, which means it's not competitive. Don't
Sure,
watch
Thack,
it
man,
play
no
it.
problem,
Guess
dude.
what? They're out of a job. So no one is ever going to admit that. They're just going to suck balls.
What's
and be
up,
like,
Sonic?
Yeah, it's
How
great.
are you,
Oh,
man?
yeah, everyone, come on, watch my streams. Yeah, I don't know if this will work with the Switch 2 or not. It works with the Switch. It has a Switch mode, and all you need to do is use the wireless adapter.
You haven't
Now, they
seen any
said
lady trolls
that
in a long
controllers that
time?
work with
I
the
haven't
Switch
seen
1
any lady
actually
trolls
should work
either.
with the Switch 2.
Well,
this
I mean,
might
aside from
actually work
like
with Switch 2.
Sav
We'll have to find out when it comes
and
out.
and Bland
I don't know. We'll have to
Polecat.
test it.
Bland is a new one. Well, there's Annabelle. Okay, never mind. Never mind. There's a shit ton of female trolls. They're not as out here as the male trolls are.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
It's kind of ridiculous. I'm playing Capcom versus SNK
yeah.
2.
This
and I
is
hit the guy,
this
it
is a
says,
gentleman's
KO,
club.
And then the match continues. I hit him again, KO. And the match continues. And I finally hit him with a Tiger uppercut. KO. Gee, did it stick this time? I only killed him 3 fucking times this round. Is the game over yet? But that's great netcode, right? We also be like, oh,
Excuse me?
Amazing netcode. We
Excuse me? Did you just say that the game rewound itself and reset? Dude, you're fucking lying. So on your screen, it showed that you beat them, but on the stream, it never showed that. What the fuck are you saying? That somehow rollback netcode showed you something, but presented the stream with another entirely different picture? Bro, get the fuck out of here, you're lying.
love it. It's rollback is the best.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
I'm not sure what happened with her.
Anyone could watch that and be like, that's great. I mean, how disingenuous can you be? How dishonest? Okay, guys, it's time to begin. Are you ready?
It's
We're gonna
time to
with Claire
begin.
Obscure now. All right,
To
let's get
play
set up.
Claire
Please,
Obscure.
guys, support the stream. We're gonna have 4 hours of Claire Obscure today. Please, let's hit the goal. Who's gonna be the first tipper, the first super chatter, and the first sub? He's balanced right now. We don't have enough to do a balanced move. No, we don't.
He's only made $3, boys. Let's go. Yep. He thinks it's like literal rollback. Like it can rewind. And it can't. Because he's literally said that it rewinds the game and then resets after he had already won. It's just bullshit. He knows he's fucking lying.
Your turn to dance.
Dude, Dale. Hello, Tails. Tails. Just Tails now. Did you get your blunt wraps?
Weird combo.
I'm telling you guys. I went and picked these up right before the stream, bro. Right before the stream. And I gotta say, guys,
Here we go.
thank you for none of the money, man. Thank y'all.
Spill some ink.
I really appreciate
Don't have enough.
I really appreciate the money you guys didn't give me, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's just so dumb. Like, at what point are men
No
men?
points.
At what
No
point? Like, come on. I was born with a dick and balls. I'm not out here to fucking beg anybody for any fucking thing. Hell no.
Was it?
Nope. I didn't get gummies, unfortunately. I didn't stop at the market.
Shines. The sweet taste of battle.
I was already running late today. I think I was like 20 minutes late to the stream.
Pretty easy. We had tons of speed.
They tricked us.
I knew it was a Nevron.
They're not wraps, bro. They're grams. These are 2-gram pouches
Maybe.
of extract.
There was really no point to that. It was pretty fruitless endeavor. We didn't really get anything for it. All right. Now we can leave and we can get back to the story.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to, it's super fucking cheap up here, bro.
All right, it's the end of that optional area.
This reminds me of Dragon Quest. I like this open map.
Okay, so Eau de Lumiere, that's where we're going for the story. Oh, that's right. We didn't do the Gestural Beach. We got all the way to the top and we fell, and I was like, I'm not doing that right now. See, there's more to do, but we can't do this until Esquia has the ability to get past this coral stuff. When he can, then we can go to a whole bunch of new areas, but we can't get to those yet. So we're stuck until he can get past the coral, so let's do the story.
I bet this game is good. I just really do not like the characters. I don't like their art design. I hate when they give you like medieval high fantasy and then they put them in like suits
I think
and
the issue might
dresses.
actually be with the thumbstick.
I hate it.
Is
like,
why
give the
there's
guy
that
some
stuff
armor.
like that, and it's
Give him
not-
some
it's not the
armor.
trigger.
Why
The
is he in like a
thumbstick and not
dress
the
shirt?
trigger, I believe.
I just hate it.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with the thumbstick. It's something weird with this game. And this controller, I don't know. Okay. Old
It's your
Lumiere,
brain.
So here we go.
Bill.
Apparently this is the original Lumiere.
Welcome, my friends, to old Lumiere.
Is anyone still here?
Oh, is that what it is?
So this is where our piece of Lumiere used to be. Before the fracture ripped apart the world and threw us into the sea.
It was a
Lucky
criticism.
That's probably
Okay.
the only reason we survived.
Let me preface what I
Out
just
of the
said
Paintress
with something else.
Center.
Oh, shit, I hit the microphone. Okay, so I don't fault this game particularly for that type of character design. I fault Final Fantasy 15 for this character design. It was the first time I had really ever seen it in like a game, right? Outside of anime. It's too anime for me. I don't believe this dude in a suit is out here doing all this shit, right? I don't know. Maybe my eyes are tainted because I love Tolkien's version of high fantasy, you know, swords and sorcery. That's the type of shit that I like, you know. I think it's the art style for me, but something about this game I just don't like. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I'm just trying to figure out what it is about it that it just makes me not want to play it. And maybe it's this guy.
This is the original
I'm just
Lumiere
saying,
before
maybe it's Phil.
the town was ripped and thrown apart, and that's where they started the story.
Oh,
So
is
do I
it kind of
finish this today?
boring?
No, we're only about halfway through the game. The game has 3 acts, right? And we're in Act 2. Mendelgo, another vendor. Whoa, he's got a ton. Let's see.
Bro, he's afraid of
Healing
Stellar
counter,
Blade.
recover 25% health on a
Anything with
counterattack.
boobies, he can't handle it, bro.
Revive Tint Shard. Whoa, that's huge. Only 1,000 for that. 10K for a Rico. Longer powerful. On applying powerful, its duration is increased by 2.
Rico?
Alright, let's fight the merchant.
Oh, you want me to play Stellar Blade?
The Mael fight.
Maybe.
On me.
But it is really miraculous how this game was made by, what, 30 people?
Aha!
Spill some ink.
Bye. Nicely done. He's singing. That was brilliant.
It looks very
Al
nice.
Alguran. Level 10 weapon. Fire aim shots can consume 1 foretell, so this is for CL.
Oh.
Does 3 foretell. During Twilight,
No.
3 aim shots deal double damage. I'll buy it, but I'm probably never going to use it.
No,
Okay.
I'm not adverse to playing it. I'm just saying I
Cool.
don't necessarily care for the art design of the characters.
Today. We really need to start making progress in the games I'm playing.
But maybe that is just me
We've been
making
playing
an
so many
excuse
at
because I
once, it's
don't
been
want
very
to.
hard make consistent
play this
progress
game.
in anything.
'Cause
So I wanted to do a major.
I don't know. Maybe I have some prejudice because
as far as we could. Now we're in the
my
main story,
time with
Old Lumiere.
like,
We'll see how this
oh
goes.
my god,
What are these?
I think like my time with turn-based RPGs is kind of at an end, right? I have the 2 or 3 that I really love that I'll go back and play at points, but I'm not looking for brand new turn-based RPGs. And again, I think that has to do with Final Fantasy. Because when Final Fantasy was out here doing turn-based games, you know, I genuinely did like turn-based games, you know. But then they switched to action-based, and then I looked back at all the turn-based games, and I was like, why couldn't they be these kind of action games? So maybe my perspective is spoiled now.
These giant swords. Why are there giant swords stabbing everything here?
Oh god, there's this one game. I think it's like Tales of Arabia.
We'll need a way forward.
The heart is in the center of the city. All right? Show off a bit, Minoko. Just admit you can't do it yourself.
What are this voice actor is for Minoko? I feel like I've heard him in something before.
No, it's not that.
Okay then.
It's a game.
James says you could probably beat Sprong in the water now. Yeah, but we can't go back unless we backtrack manually. I'd rather wait till Esquia gets the ability to get past the coral, then we'll do the shortcut, and then we'll do it. She brought the whole building down on them.
No.
Minoko,
Whoa, what the fuck was that, Phil?
did you...
Sorry, I fucked up. I just wanted to show off.
We just have to regroup. The others should be fine. Verso said the heart is in the center of Old Lumiere, right?
What, do we break up into 2 groups now?
Right. Okay, Minoko, stop crying. We have to move.
Yes, sorry.
Did we
Oh,
split
I
up?
can't remember the name
We
of
did.
it.
Oh, that's cool. I kind of like that. All right, so what we should do now...
It
CL
was
has
shown
the
last
abilities
year. I
equipped,
just can't
however,
think of the name.
Lune does not. Right? She has a bunch of crap equipped, actually. And we haven't equipped any good Luminas to her at all, so here. Let's do... Oh, I want to sort these. Point cost. There we go. Where is, here it is, in Media's Res. Okay. What are the ones that you have equipped? Some of these are crap. Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, undo all these. They suck. Want to equip the best ones. So... Can't be burned. Can't be freezed. In Media's Res. I don't care about stun boost. What? Lumina gonna buy equipped Picto. Oh, she has the Picto equipped? Oh, alright. I don't care about burning shots, marking shots, all these undo. Okay. She has 16 left.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find this game that I was talking about.
1 AP Battlestar is good.
It's like a female Souls-like. It was revealed last year. I can't remember the fucking name of it, and it's making me mad. No. Metal Eden, no.
1 AP on Battlestar, but this is only 10.
No.
So we gotta look for the energizing
No.
start and pick the lowest ones. Here's one that's 5.
No.
And here's one that's 10. There you go. And then her Pictos suck. They're terrible. So let's equip better ones. She already has anti-freeze on.
That...
Use damage for each
fucking
status without
thank
self.
you. It's Tides of
25%
Annihilation,
break
bro.
damage
I
and
am
burning
so excited for this game.
1 AP gradient.
It's a female Souls-like. But oh, dude, it just looks so good. You guys remember that? The game that was revealed last year?
Person dealt and taken deals 50% more damage. Or 25% health on a counterattack.
Oh, shit. You got this, Nugs. We believe in you,
that.
bro. But do y'all remember the game?
Those are awful. We never changed them from the beginning of the game.
Here, let me show you.
I'll equip this, and then we'll take that off. Because you got freed up 15 Lumina. Yeah, it did.
You guys remember this game? Oh, it was announced this year. I just forgot about it. Okay.
None of these are very good.
No one knows how that world came into being.
Y'all remember this game?
It devoured everything from the past. Only I was left.
In every criticism that I just had of Claire Obscure 33 is completely void in this trailer. I don't care that she's wearing leather and all that shit, because look at the armor that they put her in.
That was a fatal mistake.
I'm so excited for this game, bro.
I can sense it. As long
See,
as
this
it
is what I mean.
forged.
It doesn't need to be like huge suits of armor, right? Like a traditional knight would wear. But if it's gonna be swords and fucking sorcery, give them some kind of noticeable armor. Change their clothes. Make it look swords and sorcery like. I don't fucking know. It doesn't have to be Tolkien. But I don't want to see a dude that looks like he just came out of the fucking local mall, bro. I don't. This is what I mean. This is what I want. Well, I mean, pretty
My
much.
wish can be fulfilled.
Look, it looks so good. Oh, it looks fantastic.
Wishes come at a price. To pursue one's wishes is to court one's doom.
Bro, let me tell you, when I when I saw this game for the first fucking time, I genuinely believed that this was gonna be like a prequel to fucking Elden Ring or something. I did. I was like, is this gonna be Elden Ring? And it wasn't, bro. This, not only have I never heard of this studio before, but this game looks ambitious for a new studio. And I'm with it. I don't know. Oh my god, bro.
Holy Grail. Blood. This is a feast only for the king.
Gwendolyn, this is your final warning.
My quarrel lies not with you, but I will take back everything that belongs to me. Even if the price
Oh god. Oh god, be good,
my
bro.
soul. The table is dead. It exists no more.
I'm so excited for this game. And if I'm being honest, this is really the only Souls-like that I'm looking forward to. Well, aside from Night Rain, but really that's a multiplayer game. I'm excited that we're getting good games, bro. That's all. Right? I hate that Super Mario. I hate that Mario Kart had to become an open world. Like, who in their life said, I wish Mario Kart was an open world game? I'm sorry, it just seems like something nobody asked for, so they can try and raise the price of the product. Right? And I mean, that's exactly what they did. They used the amount of content in Mario to justify the price of the game. It's like, but nobody wants it to be open world. Right? You'd think if they cut away the open world and just made it the tracks like it normally was, that they could get more than 24 players to play. Oh, whoops. I don't know, guys. But I am... Oh, I didn't... Okay, never mind.
Thrust.
Here's your card.
He's trying to thrust. Major thrusts.
It's fast, actually.
I'd love a dance.
Did not parry those at all.
Wow. All right.
Here's your card.
So I'm going to take a dab real quick,
Path is flowing.
and then we're going to get into some Marvel Rivals. But bro, thank you all for hanging out with me
She's gonna
today,
have a
man. I
badass
appreciate
weapon. That's what
y'all.
we got for beating the super dungeon. So she's gonna be kicking ass with that thing.
God, he's such a bitch. Like, what's his obsession with having to play at 120 frames a second?
Minoko.
Like, he's utterly
Life
obsessed with it.
before the fracture.
Every game has to run in 120 frames.
Smaller and cozier. Livelier.
Aw, Thack, man, or Thack. Cow, bro, I'm glad y'all are here.
Tore our villages apart.
Go up.
Only a fraction of a fraction survived. Our forests are filled with just...
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The stream has been invaded. It's been invaded by Batman!
So,
Ah, I'm
the Gestrals
stimming! I'm
existed
stimming
before
my
the Fraction. The
autism!
Fraction didn't create the Gestrals? Huh.
Fuck you, Jostler.
Try lightning dance.
Lightning
Man, that's cool looking.
So,
And it literally was a dance.
here's your card. Watch out.
I gotta admit, this game does look very beautiful. It looks really cool.
Crap.
That's more like
Like, the landscape and the enemies look really cool. I just don't like the character design of the main characters. I don't know what it is.
I saw your future. Let
You
the
die?
wind flow.
Aw.
That's good, Reaper. We're glad you're back, man. Anyway, dab time.
Boosh.
Take a dab if you got it. If you don't, I'll take another dab for you. All right, guys. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
An advantage.
Another color of Lumina. That's what I mean. I gotta go to a camp. Because I could probably level up massively at the camp. I could probably use all these Luminas to level up, both our
Oh, yeah.
weapons and
Yeah.
our weapons. I should probably level up the high-level weapons that I found. What the heck? Look at this.
You guys best be on your best behavior.
So weird. How could it stay
When you're not
preserved
here-
like it is?
Nice, cow.
I have nothing but time.
You
I'm
guys,
supposed to sit
when
and
you're not
think.
here, just remember you're representing me
spirit shop in
and
the
my
garage?
channel according
These
to
days, I just
certain
made some things.
content
When
creators.
she was young, she
So
was
you
getting
must
sad
abide
thinking
by
about
my rules at
mortality.
100% of the
But when
time.
I asked about her sadness, her answer surprised me.
Get fucked, Dale.
Are you talking about the paintress? She paints. She wasn't scared of death itself. She was sad because there are more works of art than she'd ever be able to see in her lifetime. So many fables from around the world that she'd never be able to collect, to bring to life in her workshop. All the beauty in the world she'd never be able to, or never get to experience, that saddened her. I encouraged them to believe that their dreams are within their grasp, but she proved to be a liar. She did love to challenge me. Of all of them, she and I are the most alike. All of them?
Yeah.
It's important to remember the ones we
Yeah.
love, to keep them alive in our minds when they are far
I
away,
condone
far
those
away.
actions if you
Are you
want.
originally from Old Lumiere? I paint them.
Go
so that I can
forth
remember
with
them,
my
remember their
utmost
faces.
confidence.
The man has gone silent. Huh. Interesting. No, I do not sell autographed merch. There's no way I could because any merch that I sell is from a third-party seller that makes it on demand. I don't have any merch here at my house. So I wouldn't have it in my possession to be able to sign it, you see. I don't do autographs. Okay. Down there, nope. Over here. Oh. Hopefully I don't miss anything. This is a kind of a tricky, you know, dungeon. There might be places to go missing.
Doesn't that look like one of Eskier's stones? Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Let's bring him a gift.
Good, maybe he'll be able to get through the coral.
Bro, these characters are phenomenally animated, bro.
I was surprised you agreed so readily to Verso's plans. He seems to be able
This is just made by 30 people, dude. Yet we're led to believe they need studios of thousands of people to develop games.
That he wants
Hello.
to reach the paintress. So for now, our interests are aligned.
My kitty's here.
He has been helpful. Still, I have this feeling he's hiding something.
Minoko's right there listening.
Minoko, how did you meet Verso?
I don't really remember. I feel like I've always known Verso.
You mentioned traveling with other expeditions.
Quite a few.
How many? What happened to them?
What do you think happened to them? They're all dead.
What happened to them?
Maybe ask Verso when we find him.
Yeah, okay. Finding them comes.
Jasper's
first.
behind me. But he's been edited out by the screen effect. If a kitty pops next to my head here, don't be.
This
be
is
alerted.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Jasper, what are you doing on my lap when I'm trying to play? What do you think you're doing?
Any idea what this is?
What do you think
I'm
you're doing?
afraid not. This is my first time here as well.
No, I'm talking about the characters
Jasper.
in this game. I think they're wonderfully animated. I just don't like their designs.
58.
Yep.
They were the ones that Verso was traveling with.
I believe so. They made it surprisingly far. An axon. Interesting. Verso is...
What'd she
Is
find?
this true? Mael's with him. We need to go now.
What is Verso? What
Never harm her.
just found out? What happened? What did they just find out? Jasper, don't drink my water. How dare you? He licked my water. Come on, Jasper. That's it. You gotta get down now. You'll be drinking my water during the stream. Come on. Can you believe this kitty just drank my water? Can you believe it? Unbelievable.
Look, gets a bit carried away sometimes.
He drank my water.
Good. The others are probably heading towards the center of the city. We'll rejoin them there.
No, he's got plenty of water. He has 2 fountains. Just want to be
Feels like
buying
home.
my stuff. It is.
Yeah. Feels like home.
No, I'm talking about this one, bro.
You okay?
Monoko fits well in the disaster expedition, eh?
Yeah. It does. After you.
You know what I just realized?
Yeah, earlier
Ever
I
since
was
we got
talking
the
about Tides of
ability-
Where
Annihilation,
do you live in Lumiere?
but
Hold
it
on.
was 30
Ever since we
people
got
that
the
made this
ability
game.
To break the blue crystals a few streams ago, we have not run into another one of those.
It was
lost
Tides of
souls,
Annihilation.
remember?
Sorry, I
We've lost in the
misunderstood.
environment. We're supposed to find them and give them back to the guy at camp. We haven't found a single one. That's kind of weird.
Above a bakery near the center. Angelique's Boulangerie. I ate there every morning. I wonder if it's still there.
It's called Matilda's now. When this is over, you should go and visit.
Go back? Nope. All right. So now we're the other party. It's cool that the party split up like that. Makes you use all the characters. That's kind of cool. We leveled up. We did. Who did? No, we didn't. It must have been the other group.
Bro, I hate the way this man says character.
So now we have an extra revive tint. We bought it from the vendor. Sweet.
I think it's on Game Pass.
Water fountain. It's every 2 weeks, so you do it twice a month. You have to completely clean it out, and I do. I scrub the crap out of it.
No, you
get all
don't.
kinds of yucky buildup.
Bro, you don't
You gotta do
even
it
you
every
don't
2 weeks
even
and it
clean
stays
the
nice and
litter
clean.
box. You don't even clean the litter box. That's a lie. Jasper got sick because of his fucking litter box. And you quite literally refused blood work. What? Bro, it's just like he thinks...
Oh, wow, he starts with 6.
Marvel Rivals is the best multiplayer game to come out in the last 5 years.
Verso, dodge!
Oh, terrible.
Finesse and grace.
Finesse and grace.
Blades. On me.
Very nice. No battle. Look, we did not do a podcast today. We jumped right into Claire Obscure to make good progress today. And already we're making good progress in
All
the
right,
plot.
let's get in the
I
games,
started
bro.
early, so this is
Man,
good.
I was gonna play last
Make a
night,
lot of
but I just
progress
went to
in the
bed
game
after the
today.
stream. It was already midnight. So I want to get in some extra games today.
I never said there was treasure.
I never said there was treasure.
DC
Treasure.
Universe Online. I played
look,
it
there's
when it
something down
first
here.
came out
Optional
years
thing,
ago,
look.
but I don't know. I'm not huge into MMOs.
Wait, what's the point of that? Oh, there's something here.
Dude, we're gonna go Jeff the Shark, man.
A memory. Aha. Old key used. What old key? I don't remember finding an old key, but I guess we had an old key.
Melanie, 5th of February.
Huh?
The Brigadiers are overdue from their mission to the Monolith, and we've lost half our remaining fighting strength to these creatures and their relentless assault. All adults have taken up arms, but I'm a bookkeeper. What am I supposed to do? Count them before they slaughter us? We've hidden the children.
That's my favorite costume for
At least they're warm
Thor.
and dry in the cellars, but rations are running low. Things are calmer
It's so
now at the
good.
hospital, but that's because most die before we can get to them. I guess I'm living out of pure stubbornness at this point. Survival isn't really survival anymore.
Huh.
I think DC's afraid to do anything like
I'm
this.
afraid we'll draw attention.
They won't put the money into it.
Just to hear
They want the most amount of
Trevor, you
return on the least amount of investment, and I did not know Jeff could do this.
So this is a survivor of Old Lumiere. I'm being told this old key is from the very beginning of the game, the intro sequence. So that would mean that we found the key in our version of Lumiere, but it opens stuff in this old Lumiere. So they are the same location. You would have how else would you have the key to doors here, right? Also, what's interesting about this, take a look.
All right.
This is the first time we've seen the bottom of all of these journals. It says, Julie, I got hair in my mouth. Julie, Simon, and Survivor. So, who the hell are Julie and Simon? I guess we're going to find out later. We're going to find logs. Well,
Bro, I
listen,
had
we
to
fixed
push the
controller issue.
fucking
So here's the thing.
Moon Knight.
We triggered it, so now when I tap the trigger, it runs automatically. And as you can see, I'm not holding it anymore, but it was still doing it a little bit. The stuttering and the running. So that means it has absolutely nothing to do with the trigger. The trigger was never the problem. That there might be a different issue at play here in the game, and we're not sure what it is. You know, I don't think it's the thumbstick either. Look, the thumbstick is super smooth. So I don't actually know what's causing it. It might just be an in-game thing. I don't know. It is much better than last time, though.
Shit.
Take down their shields.
My turn. Radiance away.
Easy peasy. Apparently everyone in chat knows who Simon is except me because they've all played the game. You know, I've been playing this for a month and I've been playing a lot of it. We're like, what?
Good stuff.
Something like 25 plus hours, 30 hours in. I think we're around 30 hours at this point because my parts are longer now compared to what they used to be. My parts now are usually over an hour long. Actually, this part will probably end right now at about an hour long. But a lot of my parts now are around
fuck
an hour,
me.
an hour and a half long. So even though we're like 25 parts in, likely this playthrough's been over 30 hours so far.
Oh, fuck me. I got stuck on the wall. Man, this is what up, Andrew? How are you, man? This is what I get for not playing a practice match before the fucking stream. This is my fault. This is my fault. It's my fault, bro. I kind of wish DC would license out like their characters. Oh, hey, look.
No spoilers, please, everybody.
They're a pretty good team.
I recognize this character, but I can't place the name. But back to what I was saying, I kind of wish DC would license out their characters to Marvel rivals, so they can do a Marvel versus DC crossover. I think that would be so fucking cool. I think it would relaunch the game. I really honestly do.
Are they separated now? What happened?
But then again, how could you balance
Yeah,
Superman
by yourself
against
now.
any of the Marvel
Which,
characters?
by the way, is fine.
Because Superman is
outnumbered.
mopping all of them.
He said, I'm still here. Go up. color of Lumina. These it's auto run now. Yeah, she'll be able to solo. Maybe this was supposed to be a more challenging part of the game, but she'll definitely be able to solo.
On me.
What?
Died from burn.
I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention.
Okay. Pretty cool, man. I was like, oh, what's the strongest point of this game? And you'd be like, the graphics. Look how amazing the graphics are. But then you're like, wait a minute, the art direction, because the graphics are great, but it's actually the art that's the best part. And you're like, no, wait, the music, it's so outstanding. The soundtrack is so good. But wait a minute, the combat's super good too. Like, there is no, like, best part of the game. It excels in everything it's trying to do as an RPG. It's so good. And it's immersive and interesting. The world is great. Everything about the game is good. If only there was a story. Oh, wait, says Battle Dog.
Let's spill some ink. I'm ready. On me.
It's kind of good because we're able to turbo through this part. Focus on the story. This might have been more challenging if we hadn't done the Super
Goddamn,
Dungeon,
bro.
but now this is all going to be pushover level stuff for us.
Nah, none of them. Maybe Blue Marvel. Maybe Blue Marvel. But even then, it's such a maybe that it's like an infinitesimal maybe, bro. Superman would mop all of them. Not at the same time, mind you. If they ganged him, he would lose.
All the way around.
But okay, I'll retract that. Also Scarlet Witch. Also Scarlet Witch. I can't discount the fact he's weak to magic, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. Get out of here.
Let's dance.
You know, for as much as I love my DC characters, man, and DC is my bread and butter, bro. I put that shit in the toaster and I pop out DC characters, bro. It's my bread and butter. I love DC. Right? But I don't know. I don't know. I'd still give it to Superman. Because for as much as she could turn him into paste, he could laser her brains from
some people in
space.
Kick Chat are like, well, why are you still playing this a month later? Well, you gotta understand I'm a variety creator. I don't just play one game.
Like,
if I did play one game, I would have beaten this a
hold
long
on.
time ago. But
Hold on.
I've been playing a variety of games in the last month. Just think of
His hearing is so specific and so in tune that he can figure out whose heartbeat is whose. Marvel's top. Okay, so like maybe I'm overstating it because I'm pretty sure the one above all and like the one below all, Hulk, would pretty much give Superman a run for his money. But then again, there's Superman Prime. There's fucking Superman 1 million. I would give that like the cosmology. Let's say that putting Superman up against the Marvel pantheon, right? I genuinely believe Superman would lose. But if it's against Marvel's superheroes, then yeah, I believe Superman would mop the floor with them. Powerful dudes on Superman? Like on Superman level, Sentry, Blue Marvel, fuck, who else? Hulk, Thor. Thor with the Thor Force, and maybe like the Odin Force. Don't let me misspeak here. Like, I think then he would give him a run for his money. But just like basic Thor, I don't think basic Thor would win because he would lose. I think Hulk would eventually win. But if Superman could kill the Hulk before he got strong enough, then I think Superman would win, but it's very specific. If it's World War Hulk, I'm thinking the hands are getting put to Clark, right? But then I would be saying that I believe Hulk to be stronger than Doomsday. I don't know if that's the truth. Nah, Superman would win against World War Hulk. I mean, if he can beat Darkseid, right? I think the only Hulk that genuinely stands a chance is the one below all Hulk. And that's just because his powers were just so infinite when he was the one below all. Right? So I would give it to the one below all Hulk. There. Doomsday New 52. Doomsday had poison. I think if the one below all Hulk, I'm pretty sure he still mops because of just how powerful he actually is. Because to put it in perspective, right? There's what is it? There's the one being. No, that's fucking Mortal Kombat. There's the Presence, right? In DC Comics. And the one above all is the Presence, right? The one below all is the Presence as well, just, you know, his moral opposite. And honestly, shit, now I'm fucking... What the fuck? Was that a rich guy? Was that a rich guy? Oh no, it says kick drippity TV, pull up, I'm bald. Okay. That's funny. But shit, bro, you had me really thinking. So, okay, I'll give the game a rest for a minute, and I'll genuinely answer the question. Okay, so, of the ones I mentioned off the top, Blue Marvel's out, right? Sentry's out. Thor's out. It's genuinely down to the one below all Hulk and the Presence. And I only say that. Well, and okay, there's three of them, and the Celestials, right? Because they're just cosmic beings. But then again, so is fucking Darkseid. Okay, no, Superman beats them. If Superman can beat the New Gods, Superman can beat the Celestials. If Superman is able to amplify his powers by sun dipping, he would beat World War Hulk. Or not World War Hulk, but the one below all Hulk. But it would take a vast amount of time for that sun dip to reach the level of World War... Or, God, I did it fucking again. One below all Hulk. And I think one below all Hulk would rather destroy the sun than let him gain the power to stop him. So I give it to I did it again, bro. I did it again. I give it to One Below All Hulk. Just because he can literally just eat the dimension. Right? He can destroy the reality. So I would have to give it to him. And only in that specific aspect would they beat him.
Is this it?
What the fuck?
This is it!
What the actual fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Did y'all hear that?
About all the different stuff that I played, right?
What the fuck? Hold on. Am I going insane? Then let him gain the power to stop him. So I get. What the fuck was that? What that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Did y'all hear that? What the fuck? It wasn't on stream. What the hell?
That I played, right?
What the actual fuck? What
Bro.
the fuck? Hold on. Am I going insane? What the fuck was that? I just heard somebody fucking yell. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck that was. Alright.
I've been playing chill streams of Minecraft. I've been doing throwback fighting game streams. I played the entirety of Doom the Dark Ages on the ultra violence difficulty, which is harder than the standard difficulty.
No
I've
way.
been playing Blueprints. So because I'm balancing so many games, I can only go so far. You know, I played over 30 hours of this game in a month, but that's a lot, you know? And I do like it. I'm going to keep playing it through the course of June. I am beating this for sure. It's such a great game. Oh, I got a save point.
This manor's intact. Why does it feel so
Can't
familiar?
break that.
I know this place.
The manor? Is this the manor that we've been warping in and out of?
Is this the manor? It's the manor.
Didn't level up. It must be one of my other party members leveled up, right? Okay. That's right, and we've been doing American Truck Simulator. So, that's what I mean. Being a variety creator, I don't have the opportunity to just focus on one thing. So, that's why, you know, I'm glad I played as much as I did in the last month. But just take a look. Sadly,
think?
when I play slower games, it just doesn't bring as many people to the streams, nor does it get as much support. I mean, right now, we're at less than $10 of support, and I've been streaming for you know, nearly 2 hours. Now I'm playing for 3 more, but I really hope that that turns around and you guys will support this game. I'm playing it extra today to make extra progress. Please support the stream. Okay? All right, let's split the part. Be back in the next one. Cool.
He did rip Ares. Ares.
All right. Taking a brief break here. Should be good. Maybe I could play all the way through to when my wife gets home from work. And then take a break when she's here and then do another. Maybe I'll do 3 parts today. And the next 2 parts will be a little longer. That's probably what I'll do.
Honestly, I cannot remember. How did he kill him?
So yeah, guys, please, let's get some support for Clair Obscur. I'm doing a major stream of it today to make progress. People have been saying I'm not making enough progress. They didn't like that I did the side dungeon, so now we're in major story. Please support it. Right now we've got...
There is one thing. There's the Void. The Void, now that would give Superman some issues, because I remember reading a book. He separated his atoms. Actually, he is, because he could vibrate his molecules the same way the Flash does. And he can make himself semi-intangible. So if he can't touch him, then he can't really do anything. It would take the Sentry having to match Superman's speed for him to be able to do that. And now I'm not saying the Superman's as fast as the Flash, because he's quite frankly not. But he is fast enough to do that with his molecules, like his whole being. Has anybody tried to separate his atoms? No, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. But he has fought Mr. Mxyzptlk, who has turned him into multiple different things and like separated him into multiple different entities. So I mean, does that count? I mean, he has fought that level of power before. But then again, Mr. Mxyzptlk, he's not really doing that because he's fast or powerful. He's doing that because he's adept in magic. That's maybe he could catch him off guard, right? But I will say, all magic casters, like spell casters that have to actually cast a spell like Zatanna, they're instantly done. Like, they're dead instantly, right? They're instant paced. Like, if you have to take 10 seconds to cast a spell, Superman has already run through you. Like Omni-Man, right? I really like this question, because I really have to think. Okay, so like Magneto, Apocalypse, Thanos, Sentry, and One Below All Hulk are the only 5 that I could think of. Because what, for as fast as Superman is, no, but he'd have to be a he'd have to have iron in his. And but Superman, I think Superman might be able to beat Magneto, but it would be a very difficult fight. Okay, and Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom. Thanos needs the Infinity Gauntlet, though. Doom would definitely need the Nullifier. I think if those 5 teamed up, Superman, he dies. Superman dies. But if he's able to get any of them individually, it's a good 50-50% chance that he beats them. Aside from the one below all Hulk. I believe that he would always win unless it's Superman Prime. Or, not Superboy Prime. Cosmic Armor Superman, excuse me. Because Cosmic Armor Superman is a protector of the multiverse, right? He would have that type of cosmic ability as well. But yeah, that's my answer. Those guys. Thanos, maybe switch out Magneto for Doctor Doom. Maybe switch out Magneto for Doctor Doom. But yeah, I really liked that question, Sonic. Thank you very much.
Like I said, that's a dead end. It's impossible.
Why? What are axons?
They're massive creatures living on islands around the monolith. They're much stronger and much more dangerous than Nevrons.
So a new enemy.
Sentry would definitely need the Void, though.
Yet we found the cause.
Sentry would need the Void.
So it's possible.
I don't know how that one died. But I'm telling you, listen to me, please. Our chances of taking them down without you lot dying are close to 0.
Close, but not 0. Death is coming either way. And as expeditioners, if we die fighting.
Don't they die at the end of the... Oh, no. I don't think they do. I think they fight the end boss and survive.
Is she becoming like the de facto leader of the group now? Huh.
Alright, if we're going to fight the Axons, then let's be smart about it.
What do you mean?
I've had a few rough encounters with the Axons. There are 3 located on islands around the monolith, and we need at least 2 hearts to get enough chroma.
Uh-oh.
One lives on a mountain too high for us to reach, so that one's out. We should start with the one to the west of the monolith. It's already been weakened by previous expeditions, right?
Yeah, good idea. Maximize our chances.
Or we embrace the challenge and pick the one in the east.
I like your spirit.
Did you listen to what I just said?
Okay, so we're probably gonna have a big...
But going back to the question, right? If we switch it from Superman to like Darkseid wins completely, even against the one below all Hulk. But he would need the anti-life equation to do it. He beats Miss Marvel. I genuinely believe he beats Miss Marvel. He is pretty strong. Maybe Gladiator. I think Gladiator would be a better like fight against Superman. Gladiator, Blue Marvel, some heavy hitters. Wonder Man. Yeah. But no, I think Marvel might have stood a chance. And then what is that one version of Spider-Man that has the it's like the what is it? Oh, it's like a white suit. I guess like cause something as his motivation. Well, if if they viewed Superman as a villain, right? Which, let's not confuse it. Superman is susceptible to mind control. No, I know a lot about DC comics, but I only know a lot about specific Marvel characters. Right? I'm not super big on Marvel, but I'm really big on DC. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter. Dude, I love Mr. Terrific. I love Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Carter Hall, bro. Fucking Joker, dude. Two-Face, Riddler, Brainiac, Darkseid, Steppenwolf, Highfather, Orion, bro. I could go on. DC is like as close to my heart as any kind of anything could be, right? Like I like DC more than I appreciate religion, is what I'm trying to say. And I would rather preach the gospel of Superman than the controlling nature of religion. I mean, I don't know. It obviously, that's a joke. I mean, it wasn't a good one, but I didn't know where to go with that.
Right? Write the journal, level up. Maybe each one of them will have a
Don't
little side
judge
story
me.
to talk about. So we'll probably do that. But
Don't
okay,
judge me, or I'll shut down my whole channel and rebrand myself to
I
Just
received
Aim.
a $16 tip. And I apologize it took so long to shout this out because you saw how long that story segment was. From Expedition 42. We did it. We found the perfect Italian pizza. It was only pineapple toppings. Yes, in Italy, where the pineapples thrive. Well,
Bro.
thank you for that. That is our first tip of the day.
Bro, tomatoes aren't native to Italy. They didn't put tomatoes on pizza until they came to the Americans, bitch. He's really dumb.
I appreciate that very much.
Has
Let's get that on the
limitless power. He
leaderboard.
just has to be motivated, right? To use it.
Expedition 42. So now we're at 24 bucks of support so far today. Okay. Thank you, thank you. And again, guys, if you like RPGs, if you're happy that I'm giving this game extra time today to make progress in the story, please support the stream. Let's get some support
Like
rolling.
I
Let's let this
didn't
be
want to
the beginning
go
of some
for like
momentum, okay?
obvious picks. Like most people would say, "Oh, it's probably going to be Hercules." Right? But Superman's beat Hercules before. And most people would say, "Oh, it would be Odin." Okay, maybe. That's actually a very Odin with the Odin Force in his prime could probably put the hands to Superman. Probably. Dude, That would be that's insane. Then just go to a hypnotist and make yourself motivated about everything. And then you have limitless power. I mean, that's technically the way things work anyway. You only get what you're motivated to get, right? Ow.
What are the actions? We don't know. They just said that they're bigger enemies that apparently possess a lot of chroma. And we need to kill 2 out of 3 of them in order to power this super weapon that this curator guy can make to break the shield. So we can get into that tower out there. That's it. That's all we know. Game Boy, how are you today? Good to see you. Okay. So, I just need to talk with each person, right?
All these years and you've never defeated an Axon.
They're kind of tough.
And do you think our chances are close to 0?
I didn't think you cared about odds.
Lune and I have less than a year. But Mael's different.
There we go. Gonna be a little side thing here. Every one of them probably has it at this point.
Story time?
Let me think.
Come on. You've been alive for over 60 years. You must have tons of stories.
For real? Dude, I gotta
100 years,
read
actually, it's hard to
X-Men.
choose. I need a topic. I can't spit out stories on command.
I need a topic.
That's one blind spot. Everything I know of the X-Men came from cartoons and movies and video games. I never ever really tried to read X-Men comics. Aside from Jim Lee, I read a few of his. Like when he was drawing them. Because his art was just so fucking good. It was always good. It's why I loved his run on Batman. Dude. I think I can remedy that situation by reading actual X-Men comics. But I'm reading DC at the moment. I'm reading Absolute Batman. It's just the most insane version of Batman I have ever seen in my life, and I'm here for it.
I can't just spit out stories on command.
I gave you a topic. Dark and personal.
Oh yeah, from the previous conversation.
All right. Let me think.
You really, I mean, reading
Deeply
Absolute
personal.
Batman, you really get the Frank Miller vibe from it.
Oh, I'm so intrigued.
It's about my hair.
Oh no.
Your hair?
The
That's
My fictional dudes. I love my fictional dudes in spandex, man.
Hey, I'm sharing a heartfelt secret here. On the story or not.
Please, do share.
Sometime after the fracture, my hair turned completely white, like an old man. Luckily, the Gestrel village has a hairstylist quite skilled in color treatment.
Ah, so he dyes his hair.
Lucky.
But he's always napping when I get there, and his apprentice always mucks things up. I'm lucky my hair's not purple this time.
Purple could be fun.
So, your turn.
That was hardly dark or personal.
White hair? Old man, I'm revealing myself here.
All you've revealed is that you're vain, and that you're really bad at making appointments.
Vain? Hey, I'm not the one with all the bracelets and rings.
Actually, my students made these bracelets for me, to remember them by.
Funny is this outfit doesn't look like she's wearing any bracelets.
Because chances are we'll never see each other again.
No.
Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. That's
I'm
a
also
good one.
realist. My youngest student is 6. Her parents will gommage when she's 12, and she herself won't live past 21. Her parents did the maths.
That's
They had
another
12 years as a
character that I
family,
know
and
from
she'll
video
experience
games
21
first,
years
and then
of
read
life.
the comics of. Well, not
These
all
are
of
the choices we get to make.
them.
The earlier you have children, the more time you get to share with them, the more life they'll get to live. And every year you wait,
You're shortening your child's life.
precisely.
You don't have any children, though.
No, I don't, but I have my students. One of my friends, Sophie, said it best. She said she loves her children so much, the best thing she could do for them is not to have them.
See? Dark.
Dude's only made
and
$24 today.
Yeah, you said
I've made
goodbye.
more than that.
Come back with a better story next time.
Though Verso's story was rather lacking, Ciel appreciates Verso slightly more than before, so they level up again.
Yeah, dude, Marvel's got their head up their ass when it comes
I
to
don't know
their
what this will
stories.
eventually do.
But I'm hearing good
Relationship
things
levels.
about the Ultimates universe.
Okay. Do I think I would do a throwback game one day? Yes. Not this week. We're booked right now with so many different games, but definitely I
Bro,
would
you're
look for some
not
throwback
booked.
stuff long term.
These games aren't paying you, you fucking moron.
We're booked.
Okay.
No, you're not.
We'll, talk later then.
Let me see.
Oh, looks like we can. All right. Verso approaches Lune. You can see she wants to ask him more questions.
I've been wondering, why stay on the continent alone? Why not return to Lumia?
I did. I went back. Helped with the rebuild. After the fracture.
Yeah, I know, bro.
have any-
Some of the stories and their inconsistencies get get me all pissed off, bro. Like, god damn it. This is wrong, that's wrong. This shouldn't have happened. How could that have happened when that hasn't
You know
happened?
the dome shield.
It's a jumbled mess of bullshit.
Helped build that.
Oh, why'd you leave then?
Those early expeditions. They were search and rescue. We didn't know about the Paintress then. We just wanted to find our loved ones. Like my mother.
I see. But this time, you didn't go back.
People didn't trust me. Guess I'm hard to trust.
Perhaps.
Guess they thought I knew more than I did. Halfway to the monolith, I was betrayed. Barely escaped. Kind of killed my interest in returning home. What about you? Do you miss home?
I spent my whole life studying the Paintress and the Monolith. This is where I need to be.
What a long-winded way to avoid answering the question.
Yes. There are things I miss.
You paint such a vibrant picture.
If you must know what I really miss of Viennoiserie.
What's a hooseries? What does that mean?
Oh, good answer. I miss those too.
Anyone know what those are via noiseries?
What?
I enjoyed this conversation.
High praise.
Lune feels more relaxed in Verso's presence. She appreciates that Verso shared actual useful information. What is a via noisery?
Oh, what?
Does anyone know what a via noisery is? I want to look it up. Because I don't know. Okay.
Ready for the axons? Of course you are.
All right, keep going. Verso joins Biel, who's throwing rocks by the lake.
Throwing rocks again.
You should try.
Eskia would be horrified that we're throwing stones into the lake.
Or he'd be super happy because we're sending them soaring on fun little adventures.
Oh, so they're like little rock expeditioners.
Exactly.
Oh my god,
Would that make you
dude.
the Paintress then?
This game, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's Phil or if it's actually this game, but
Yeah, I guess.
fuck. This dialogue is so slow.
On their journey and watching them from afar. Stone after stone after stone. Knowing they'll never come back.
And knowing you'll never stop. Poetic, but kind of depressing for a 16-year-old. Don't say that. Don't disparage her. She's young. That's messed up.
You'll never stop.
You get it.
Yeah. I enjoy depressing poetry too.
That doesn't surprise me.
Is that what you're writing?
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Depressing poetry.
It's not all depressing.
Fuck this. Holy fuck, that's boring. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? Alright, guys, let's play some Marvel Rivals. Let me switch over. Alright, there we go. Let me unmute the game. Alright. I'm gonna play some Marvel Rivals for about an hour.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
No.
Oh my god, yes, I get a Venom.
Unlike other so-called heroes,
No,
we are not afraid to get our hands dirty.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I knew a world whose inhabitants resembled bipedal squirrels, like you.
Oh, holy walnuts! Buy me a ticket.
Now consume it.
Oh, that god of goop is gonna get a symbiote smackdown.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
So if the timelines are all entangled, how many MJs are there?
Venom lives.
I swear they just stopped killing me right in the middle. They were both right there. What were they doing?
My friends are here! Play a trick on him, trickster!
It's okay. Admit it. You need me.
I outnumber you.
The fuck?
Escorting a man. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Watch out there, there's no way!
I like the cold.
You have my
Ancient totem to the Hall of Vast. Piece of cake.
Your powers are mine!
We must make haste to the Hall of Worship.
I am ready to put on a show! put on a show!
Hell unleashed! Hell unleashed! Oh man!
Behold! Dark trials!
Why does he never cling to the wall when I want him to?
You can't get rid of us so easy.
Oh, I have to press X? Okay. Yeah, he was boring as shit, bro. So we're playing some Marvel Rivals.
Sorry about your squiddies, Namor!
Okay.
You thought we were done?
We better hurry. I don't want to end up on Bast's bad side.
Hard to find good help, isn't it?
What?
Us against the world.
Your powers are mine!
Where was my healing at, bro?
Get that vehicle moving again!
We're about to be late for our...
That's one ugly backup dash, Namor. Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Okay. I must have died before that.
You can't get rid of us so easy.
Oh, dude, that sucks. How do you manage that, bro? Do you just have to like get up and like move it around, or can you not do that?
Pulse charge! Fire! We're on your back! Your powers are mine!
We are
Hey, knock it off.
Bring on the chaos.
It's the grand finale. We better hurry.
Fear Magneto!
So magnificent. Need some help.
I am a true team
No
player.
way, that's a fucking
A nice
plan.
deep freeze.
Hold on, guys.
Render me assistance.
Only 60 seconds left.
Protect your king! Consider yourself. We have returned.
Okay, sorry about that.
Wakanda's journey has been long and slow.
Down to 30 seconds.
Us against the world.
Final 10 seconds.
Bro, where were my heals? Oh, I did terrible. I don't think Venom's my guy anymore.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Do I? I'll watch some of it. Oh, he is? Go ahead and send me the link. All right. Let's click the live.
Tossing and turning. Truly, really afraid, you know, of what could happen. You know, what could the repercussions be of me doing this whole thing? And it is incredibly challenging because I've gotten warnings. I've gotten threats. You know, I've had people come to me like, this is a dangerous man. And there are lines on this YouTube platform that you do not cross. And, you know, apparently this is one of them. We're going to be speaking about this RTU dude. A lot of people have put forward a lot of bombshell allegations, a lot of claims, a lot of behavior, a lot of questions that need to be answered, and on top of that as well. I think a lot of fans, former fans, and people who feel they are victims are going to have their chance to come forward, as you can tell at the top of the screen. We have the Discord there, so at a certain portion of the program, we will be taking calls.
This RTU do? This RTU do? We're gonna check him out. This RTU
How
do.
y'all feeling? Are you emotional? Like I said, I mean, I put my life on the line every time I go on the air here. But this feels different to me. A lot of fans, you know, concerned.
Bro, I'm banned in his chat. Bro, I'm banned in his chat. Bro, I'm banned in his chat.
Are you emotional?
Cal, go over there and tell him he should have accepted my assistance.
On the line every time I go on the air here. We're gonna try to look at things objectively. I really personally, I don't know a lot about this dude, but I've heard a lot about him. So we're gonna come together, and I'm definitely gonna be interested in hearing the fans speak. We do have some selected portions here of some on-demand video content that we will be covering, reviewing, discussing together. All right. I am going to get started here because we do have some video footage that I want to play for the major live audience. But first we're just going to talk. We're going to talk a little bit because, like I said, this isn't a trash hour. You know, this isn't to destroy a guy's career or anything like that. You know, I'm going to leave that kind of stuff up to the fans. I want to step up and have something to say. We can discuss it. This is really more to find out who this guy is.
Right?
What really is
Cal, I think you're banned
here,
too, bro.
And how do we heal from how we feel victimized? You know, we have a lot of people. They really do have a lot to say of why they don't like this guy. I really tried to do my due diligence. I was up all night. If you can't tell, I'm a wreck here. But some of the things I found are very interesting. Very challenging. And some of what I will say, I think fans are not going to be happy with. So just keep that in mind. I always like to be objective. I like to look at the human behind, you know, who's really on the camera here. And we'll get into that. So I'm going to take a couple questions from the chat here. Let's read what you guys are saying. Hopefully you're hot. This is hot. His channel destroyed his own career. There are RTU fans. Yes, there are. And I've heard from them directly. Got messages from them directly. All right, so before we get started here, I'd like everybody, let's just take a moment in prayer. Come together here. And like we had many, you know, coming forward. We had Earl Cole. I reached out personally to Lex Luger himself, Mr. Luger, and I asked him, you know, give me the strength tonight. Please, you know, help me carry through with this. It's going to be incredibly challenging. But the fans demanded it. The fans wanted it. So let's get into it. So, first, you know, oh, 1 second, because we did get an alert there. Thank you. We got Late for Nothing has donated $2 to the super chat. I will drive to New Brunswick to protect you. Oh, well, thank you very much. So, as I said, sometimes it's a little hard for me to interact with the chat when I'm just actually talking. So I will keep my eye on it. But I'm just gonna get started here, and I'm managing a very heavy cat on my lap here. Yeah, the fans are praying to Lex. Lex, give us strength.
What, bro?
All
what
right.
is this?
So I'm gonna give me a second to get this poor creature down here before I really get hot and really get into things here. So, as I said, you know, when I did the video on the other product, I wanted to start off, you know, somewhat positively. So, I really tried to give it some thought. I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but I think we have to do our due diligence here. And I really had to look deep inside and think of something nice to say about this guy. And from my perspective, you know, RTU, you know, what could I say? Even though I wasn't too familiar with him, didn't really have any controversies with him, he did reach out on one of my live programs, and whether it was for his own benefit, whether he was, you know, saying one thing out this side of the mouth and then the other on the other, that's all well and good. But he did reach out to me early in the career, you know, when I was probably at the peak of the career, and he did say something along the line of, hey, I like what you're doing, you're entertaining, and blah blah blah. So I gotta give that means a lot, whether you're hated, whether you're this or that. That's something nice I wanted to say, is, you know, he did come forward. And like I say, I think that's what the other product should have done. You know, he should have came forward and said that something similar. So that is out of the way. Now, we're going to get into, like, the real meat of this. A lot of what people have been telling me, I've been getting tons of messages, tons of lore on this guy. I really tried to look in deep and find, you know, what would be the most interesting. Like I said, it's not going to be a total breakdown on, like, everything this guy's ever done in his life. It's just going to be kind of what I found interesting, what I want to talk about. Once again, we will leave the Discord open. Just a reminder, before we get into it, add me as a friend on Discord, PWR World Live, and I will make sure, I'll just see if we have any people sending me requests. And when we get to the call-in segment, we will take your calls. I'm really looking forward to hearing from the live audience
I'm
tonight.
confused.
We have calls already. Well, I appreciate that, but we're not at the call-in segment. So I have a selection of videos here. I'm going to go through that I found the most interesting, because one thing I did notice about this guy is it was a little more challenging to find certain clips of him compared to the other product. It's like the other product, people clip and they upload like everything. Maybe I didn't search hard enough. But I really did try, you know, and I found a few things that caught my attention that I wanted to speak about, that sort of gave me an insight into what this guy is really about. And some things that are concerning, you know, when it comes to this man and, you know, what he's involved in and some of the things he's put other people through.
Huh.
So, we're going to start here. And this was sent to me. And this one is Review Tech USA has argument with wife live on the stream, and they make allegations that he's a deadbeat dad that doesn't look after his kids. Well, let's go back to the live studio audience to give their thoughts on. We'll begin the clip here now.
No, that's not right. That's his mother.
When you're just going on and on and on about it, and then you say something like Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn were not there for you to look. No. What?
And as we talk about, the wife is at the door.
She's been screaming since you left.
That's his mother.
You can't do this, Rich. Zachary keeps calling. She is going crazy, the baby.
And Zachary is his brother.
No, I did not.
Oh my God.
Put her to sleep first, then.
I can't, because then they got up at 4 in the morning.
But Rich, you've been doing it.
Clearly, there's some domestic issues going on.
Literally in the middle.
Clearly, there's some domestic issues.
While he's live on the air.
All right, I want to get back into some
I
more.
can understand the frustration.
You should have put her to sleep first.
I don't know, bro.
You've been doing it. All right, I'm lying.
I honestly have no idea.
I know, but I don't know what to say. He texted you. I texted you.
I like how he's got the hand up. He's just like, I'm not dealing with this crap. And I think that's very telling. It's a man who just gets to the point. He's had enough, and blank be gone.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
He's hot.
He really should have talked to me, bro.
He knows.
And I
it's
know.
Gonna be a major impact to the career.
And it's not like I'm trying to team up with him or anything, but if people are going to want to get into talking about him, I want them to at least be informed. And I know the persona that I put on, and I know the context in which I exist. I understand that. I get it. But when someone comes to you in earnest and puts aside the trolling shit, take them at face value, bro. Because I was legitimately trying to inform you, and you just ignored me. Bro, none of these people that told you anything are going to give you as in-depth of a fucking description as I would. I've been following this guy since he started. I was there when before the camera, before the fucking Big Cheese Crusaders, bro. I was there watching this fat boy before he showed his face. I've followed this guy for a very long time. But bro, I was just trying to help. But nobody wants my help. Exactly, bro. Yup. I have the doctorate in Fatmanology. I was given the curse of calories, right?
I got people watching him, man. It's not that they're alone. Of course they're going to clip. Who gives a fuck they're going to clip that? I don't care.
Now, there is something
but
I want to
wish
say
people
about this.
would know not to.
Now, what I take from this is, you know, when you're on the air and you're doing your thing, like, things happen. People can interrupt. Piece of butt can storm in and have their arms crossed and tell you what needs to be done. But I think the mistake that he made here with this situation in particular, in my perspective, is he continues to talk about it openly. You know, instead of just let it happen and it goes away and you kind of continue. It seems like he goes on to explain himself to his audience here.
No, it's
that's because
she's giving him a tough time going to sleep.
Okay, and to give context, that's because he's hopelessly parasocial with the audience that he's cultivated. That's why. I mean, I've never really understood why he has an audience that calls him dad, right? It's because he's hopelessly parasocial. The thing he doesn't get in his real world, which is time to be a father, right? He puts off onto his audience. It's weird.
The other two are asleep.
He's at $24.
But what I'm gonna say is, can I get a cluck for starting my new PC? Yes, you can.
Now, what are your thoughts, fans? Do you think the way he handled the situation was correct? Do you think it was offensive? Let's hear the thoughts from the fans before we continue on here. Should have turned the camera off. Looked like his long-lost son, apparently. He talked about this event at least 2 weeks. See, that's what I think is just, I think it's hard, man, because, like, anything can happen. You get your groove going. And I think a lot of people, they want to be transparent with their audience, like, if this kind of thing happens, and they're doing, like, mental gymnastics on how to justify the behavior. But I just feel like he's
it's
just
the most
saying
pathetic
too
time in
much
his
here.
life, too.
That doesn't need to be said.
The Quantum TV thing really exposed Rich's mindset, right? Because Rich likes to put on this persona that he's some progressive liberal, right? That has the betterment of all in mind. But when push comes to shove, what's the first thing Rich blames for his inability? Oh, they just let him go, and they let him get away with it because he was a black content creator. It's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen, bro. It is 100% funny, but not for the reason Rich wants it to be funny. Not because Rich got the W on Quantum TV, right? Which he really didn't. He was just piggybacking off of Actman, right? You ain't never lied, Darkwind. You're absolutely fucking right. You're absolutely fucking right. Thack, bro. What's Phil at the moment? You're our up-to-date calculator.
Because you're fueling the fire here.
You're fueling the fire.
Yeah, and it let them say whatever my children are watched.
All right,
It's
let's
not
go
that
live.
And I was with them all day, you know?
Just not openly aware of here.
I could imagine that, but I also I don't know, I have a hard time being sympathetic to someone who doesn't care that his young daughter is crying. I think that's very sad.
Well, here, I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to throw the situation on you. If this happened to you, and you were in this man's position, and your mother came to the door and told you a situation that was going on with your children, how would you respond? You know,
I
you
would
have a
mute the
major
mic.
audience, you know, and
I would mute the mic.
I want to hear how you would deal with it.
I think I can understand being embarrassed and having a moment of being like, oh, I can't, I'm streaming. But I like to think that I would then tell the audience, I'll be right back. I have to go look after my kid, and I think they would all understand that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I think RTU is a blanking bad person. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You've had your say. Now, can I ask you this?
They don't even try and troll
Were
him, bro.
you ever a fan of this content creator?
I never was, no. I only found out about him through detractors, I'll say that.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I want to thank you for your call. Thank you for coming forward. And like I say on the screen, if you do feel victimized, feel free to report your abuse to the hotline that's mentioned on the air here.
Okay, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just responding because a lot of people just are messaging me saying, can I call in? Just call in. We'll get you on the air. You don't have to ask. But I do appreciate the gracious offer, you know, coming forward. Let's see here. Go ahead. Clearly the fans were hot. This guy was hot about it. He didn't think this was handled in the correct way. All right, we have, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say your name, but I do appreciate you calling in. Are you a fan? Are you a former fan? Do you feel you're a victim of this man? What's on your mind? Do you want to speak on the situation?
Sure. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of RTU because I've seen him through detractor channels myself. But I honestly didn't think he was that bad until the thing happened with his kids. That was pretty terrible. I mean, what kind of father would do that?
And do you want to elaborate on what this situation is? Because like I said, I'm an outsider. I'm learning all this right here through some research last night and here live on the air.
He really should have let me help him.
So, essentially, from what I understand, the kid wouldn't go to sleep. He had his brother there because he lives in a duplex with his mom and dad, and then it's him and the kid supposedly on the other side, right? So the kid's screaming, he's streaming. Now the kid is blind from the medication that the doctors gave it, which is.
I'd have to cut my stream
Why wouldn't you stop your stream
to do that.
and just go take
I think.
your kid for or just shut the shit
Honestly,
off?
I'm not sure how that call-in
Like,
thing works.
Do you feel that internally this man feels that, you know, his career is on the line and he has to be there?
I mean, I understand work is work, and you got to do what you got to do. But if you're in the same house as it, you know, what would have been the problem of checking out the kids real quick?
Now, here's one thing I'm going to ask you that I'm finding very interesting that you're kind of bringing to light here. You know, you explain the whole situation, you know, how many kids there are, the living situation.
On my phone.
How do you know all this? Like, did he bring this forward to his audience?
Videos and stuff like that.
Sorry.
Like Snort Hogan and also like the casino would, you know, talk about the casino really don't like Rich a lot. So I got a lot of it through that. But it's not like they're doctoring the footage. It's just clips from his stream. It's like watching the other product, you know? He kind of
If it would interrupt my audio.
Like
I don't know.
said, do you think a big issue here that we're getting to the bottom of
Let me try.
is he's just too open and transparent?
I mean, I don't know if it's that. Maybe he's lackadaisical, but I mean, there's like one other thing that rubbed me wrong about him. Like, so, do you know who Grace Thorpe is, PWR?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay, so she's like a streamer. She was like in the Locale universe a little bit for a little while. She's like a younger chick, right?
All right. Give me a sec. I'm going to wait. When this one ends, I'm going to try and call him.
And now her and her dad like kind of do the RV life thing, I think, or something like that. And he didn't know the dad was coming, so he was like all on board until he found out Ben Thorpe was coming. And he found out that they were like driving around in the city he lives in because obviously he told her to come, but didn't realize the dad was going to be there too. And let me just say this too: she's like probably 20 years younger than Rich, so he's kind of a creep in my opinion.
Well, do you think it was a situation of, you know, him just not wanting to walk past the father to get to the daughter here?
Pretty much. He's afraid of Ben Thorpe.
He called the cops on a 19-year-old little girl who wasn't going to do anything to him. Then he gets so scared that he goes out and buys a shotgun. And I mean, I don't know how it is where he lives, but he probably had to go through some sort of like paperwork and pre-thought to do it. But all of that, just, you know, be scared of a little bit of confrontation. Now, these people were probably going to heckle him. In a chicken suit or something stupid like that. But like Rich, he likes to talk, but he can't walk there. You know.
Now, when you put that perspective out there, the guy's having a shotgun and all that, do you think this is a dangerous man?
Yeah. He's mentally unstable.
He's definitely like letting his stupidity get the better of him. I mean,
He's really stupid, that too.
What was he gonna do? Be like Boogie and pull the shotgun on Grace and Ben? Shut up! I mean,
Very true. I mean, if he did that, I'm sure his career would be finished, and you know, they just have more to talk about. Anyway, I want to thank you for your perspective. It's all very much appreciated. And like I said, if you're feeling abused, if you're feeling a victim of this whole conversation, you know, feel free to reach out to that abuse hotline that I posted on the air.
All right.
Got it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you. Fans are really coming forward with a lot of information here. We really appreciate it. So we kind of covered this.
Hey man, how are you? Can you hear me? No, not necessarily a victim. I am a former fan of RTU, and the reason I started trolling RTU was really the whole thing when he was supposed to donate to St. Jude, and he flipped out on his audience and started lambasting them because he didn't want to complete the goals that he had set up, and he didn't want to donate the money. So he flips out on his audience, right? Cuts the stream, comes back, donates the money, and then continues to flip out on his audience. And then that's... No, I think it was more so that he wanted the audience to accept what was going on with him and give him the leeway to, you know, have that breadth of, you know, room so he could finish the stuff, but people were more stringent than he wanted them to be. And he just got super upset because they held his feet to the fire. And it's a, excuse me, don't, I'm sorry. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm trying not to curse. I'm sorry. You know, and then I kind of lost my place. Let's get on to something else. He did the whole thing with the charity money and all of that stuff, and it's like a cycle with him. He's done this before. He's done it again. You know, he makes all these boisterous, you know, like claims and promises about all this stuff that he wants to do, and then when it comes time to actually pay up, he just kind of like runs away from it. You know, and it's... No, not necessarily. I do believe that he should make enough money, given his not only his tenure on the platform, but the amount of money he makes during his live streams. I mean, he should make plenty of money. Him doing something as stupid as buying a fur bear suit should be simple for him, but he doesn't do that. Instead, he'd rather push it off and push it off and push it off, and then get mad when people bring it up to him. What I think his problem is, he has all these plans, and then he gets lazy and procrastinates, and then procrastinates and procrastinates, and then never wants to accept the fact that he just didn't do it. Oh, man. Do you have any questions? Yeah. Do you have any questions of Rich? Oh my God. I was hoping you would ask me this question. I really was. So I believe, and now everything I'm going to say here is my opinion. And I don't know for certain because I don't know Rich personally. But I believe Rich is a closeted gay man. He's afraid of his true feelings. Yeah. I believe he's afraid of his feelings, and he's really infatuated with Rich, or with Phil, and he's genuinely in love with the man. I mean, have you ever seen anybody else tattoo another person's face on their body if they weren't in love with them or related to them? For sure, for sure. Very true, very true. Yeah, I'm not saying that either. No, I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I mean, he is who he is. You know. Oh yeah, man, you too. I'm already pretty deep in the hole over here. Send help, guys. I'm kidding, guys. Thank you very much. All right.
Again, out tonight.
I'm already pretty deep in the
hole. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we got to get you off the air. We can't have that crap on our air. So I appreciate it.
Oh shit.
Before we move on, I'm going to accept all requests because we will be moving on to the next clip. I've sort of given my opinion on this situation.
Oh, was there double audio? I forgot to mute the audio.
Guys, another minute. Here. Okay, no, I'm not taking the same call. Did we get this guy? I think we did.
Oh, he was muted. You couldn't hear him.
How
Oh,
do you have something
fuck.
to talk about regarding the situation tonight?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
When it comes to RTU, he kind of reminds me of Christian.
Who?
I'm not sure if you're... so, he's basically a person who's been documented for years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't have knowledge on how to do that. And I think it might have killed the bit rate on the stream. I'm not sure.
Christian?
So, I mean, I'll probably work that out. Oh, no, it didn't. Nice.
I believe Rich is kind of stuck in this comfort zone that he's unable to get out of.
Okay.
He's trying to do something. He promises the audience that he will do certain things.
This is what I said, yeah.
Because he's in his comfort zone.
So you kind of agree with that other caller that he's a bit of a procrastinator, that he puts these big ideas forward to the audience, but he doesn't deliver on them, I guess is the allegation here?
Certainly, but I believe it goes even beyond that. In my opinion, his whole life may be stuck in such way.
Yes.
So because he's unable to do, he's unable to make any change to even a small thing in his life, that's what we see with him.
Oh, well, I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm so sorry I didn't do it right.
That could be true. I mean, that's a very interesting perspective. Like we say, you know, there's always so much.
But like I said, I've never
on
did the Discord call thing on stream
closed
before.
doors.
It would
And,
probably
it's a
have to
very
like be its
interesting
own
perspective. Now, I
plugin,
do
right?
want to ask you, just as somebody who's calling in, because we're really reaching out to the fans tonight. I've gotten a lot of threats. I've got a lot of warnings. Do you consider this man as a powerful and dangerous individual?
No.
I don't think so. He's quite a bitter man.
He's gonna be mad. I really hope he watches it.
He has some maybe basic understanding of how copyright system and YouTube
What happened here?
So he may try to take advantage of some people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot to drop the call. Whoops. My bad. I'm just surprised he picked up, dude.
Remote access to. So he tried to give this to somebody and use it to spy on the person. I believe
Good God.
Yup.
I believe he's the kind of person who
Yup.
he thinks himself to be a dangerous man, maybe a powerful man, or certainly he.
Yep. This is true. This is true. We all remember Shadow's government, Rich. We all remember.
below the average. I wouldn't say he's much more than that.
Right.
Because he's stuck in his ways, I believe. I don't think he will ever change.
Wow. Well, thank you for coming forward. And like I said, there's a abuse hotline. If you personally feel a victim, I would encourage you to call in. But thank you for speaking with us openly tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Now, we are going to move on to the next actually, we'll take another caller before we move on. So one more caller before we move on. I want to welcome you to our airtime here. This is a safe place to speak openly. What's on your mind when it comes to tonight's topic here?
Hey, what's up, Peter?
Good to hear from you.
I don't think it's really that complicated, honestly.
Okay.
I think, so let me just give you some context.
I wish you would up the audio of the people in the call.
Was actually considered a tech channel.
Right. And yeah, like I said, I watched about an hour of the documentary, and at one point, like this dude was groundbreaking. He was relevant. He was young. And now we're kind of at a different point in his career where we can really look back and see where he was and see where he is now. So speak on it.
Yeah, so back then, there weren't really that many tech channels, you know? There weren't really that many, I would even say, consistent channels back in that era of YouTube.
Yeah, very true, guys.
Always betting on it to be a business.
Very true.
Hoping it would, right? And Rich kind of hit it big kind of early.
Right.
Yep.
And this is way before a lot
Got
of
in early.
we know today, like
I'm curious what the chat.
And so Rich kind of just got in this groove of just producing basic videos that are good for the background, reading an article. But as the quality of YouTube rose around him, he sunk below the horizon.
Well, hey, who does that sound like? I mean, it's almost an exact parallel to that other product. Exactly.
He's trying to. He's calling him DSP, bro. This is hilarious.
Yeah, Rich is not unique.
Oh shit.
Situation. There are a lot of people from that era who this happened to, and some just bowed out gracefully.
Yeah.
Right. And they understood. Look, I had my moment.
Probably, and that's why he won't, bro. Sorry, Sonic.
Yeah, and
I'm not actually playing. I'm just in the menu at the moment.
Enjoy
trying to
people
watch the other product.
A little more than now, where people expect like a certain level of equipment or professional content. Back then, you know, anything we could find that was related to our interests would hit.
Yep.
And we would follow it for quite a long time. And that's I'm getting emotional here because I'm being brought back to the peaks of my youth when I discovered that other product.
Yes, Nugs, we are gonna play Night Rain. Absolutely, we are.
Right.
I'm sorry, Sonic. I'm not actually playing, bro. I'm just in the menu at the moment, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Positives. They found negatives. You know, he complains about little things. He doesn't really seem to understand anything about.
It is. It's really funny, dude. It's such a dig. It's a funny dig at them, bro.
Well, one thing that I'm curious, and one thing I'm curious. I'm sorry. One thing
I'll probably play it again in a little bit.
One thing that people have told me is he was just kind of the face of it, that he was the voice of it, and there was all these young dudes that were putting the information in front of him. Can you lay any validity to that claim?
Yeah, early on, it was very similar with DSP and other people of that era. They had a pretty good relationship with their chat, with their commenters, because it wasn't really a live stream back then. So people actually were just kind of almost like a radio show, but without it being live. They would just say, hey, here's a link. What do you think about this? They would ask him, what do they think, right?
Right.
And he would go basically either find an article or somebody would send him an article, and he would just talk about it for 10 minutes, because back then, you know, YouTube 10-minute thing. And eventually, he started slipping up. He wasn't really vetting the information. He wasn't really, you know, looking into it deeper, and people were getting higher and higher standards. So
yeah, dude, it's ridiculous.
That's whenever all these other tech channels got bigger and bigger and bigger, and people started realizing he's not really good at this, and so then they start criticizing him, and that's when Rich really starts to lose it. Is when he starts getting criticized.
Yup, he doesn't like criticism. This dude is right. This dude is on it.
Even if he's flat out wrong, he won't even think about if he's wrong or right. I don't think he's actually trying to lie. I think it's an instinctual reaction.
Yeah, he always has to be right.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the call there because I have some things to say about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for your. Oh, I'll let you finish.
Yeah. And that's all it really is. And now, the one thing that kind of does make me wonder is, where does he go from here? Because,
right.
To be honest, his parents are older, and without their support, without their retirement money and stuff like that, I don't think he could support himself. So I'm not sure what happens after. That's where I think the danger comes.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Now, what I took from that incredible conversation, fans are really educated on this topic. They're really coming forward. And like I said, the whole topic of tonight isn't like screw RTU or FRTU. It's who is RTU. You know, and we're taking that very seriously. We're just reaching out to the community. We're watching a couple clips that people sent to me or that I found, and we're really digging in here, and we're asking.
Oh, dude, I want him to watch this.
Conversation, you know,
I want him to watch this.
You know, that I would say to this RTU dude is, I've been doing this for a little bit now, about a month or a month and a half.
RT who?
And one thing I learned, like pretty
1 sec.
darn quickly, is you just can't let these things get to you. You know, because the more you
that's
give
all
in,
Rich
the
does is
more
let it
you
get to
try
him. He's
you know,
fucking right,
rewrite
dude.
the history or whatever. That's just fueling the fire here. And I have firsthand experience in that. And if there was one thing I could say from that call, that would be something that clearly this guy needs to work on, you know, in the perspective of the fans. Now, we're going to move on to another clip here. I just want to take a minute to see is everybody okay? Do we have anybody that, you know, I might need to call the medical services, you know, psychological services? As I mentioned, we do have an abuse hotline if this show is covering a topic that is too sensitive here. So I just want to take a quick break, make sure everybody's okay here and comfortable with the subject matter we are covering. Looks like everybody's okay. Need a drink? Thank you for the kind comments. I'm glad you're enjoying this coverage. Okay, so we're going to move on. Now, I got to kind of get into my zone here because I wanted to speak about this. So this was something I found that I thought was very telling, very concerning, scary, in fact. Now, I don't know the whole context. You know, I have been chatting a little bit back and forth with this 8-Bit Eric dude. It's funny because I did come across his videos, you know, early in my life. Watched him here and there. Didn't know like too much about him, but somehow, you know, he ended up finding my channel, and I guess he enjoyed the content. And we've sort of been like internet friendly here and there. Try to support, you know, what he's doing. I don't know what he's into. God only knows. But he's
a real
very
enigma.
kind to me. But apparently, like, these two have some kind of feud together. Now, that's not really the context that we're going to get into here. It doesn't really matter who the feud is with. But this clip in particular really did speak with me. And like I said, you know, these are dangerous men, powerful men. And you really don't know what lengths they will go to when they're hot, you know, when they think they're in the right. So here is a short clip here, and we're going to get the reaction here. Like I said, if you want to chat about this topic, add me as a friend on Discord. We'll play the clip. We'll get your thoughts.
Dude, I want to keep keep talking about this, but shit, I got to get out of here.
8-Bit Eric. And just listen to this response.
Right?
You know, if you've ever had men or a man in your life, you know, yell at you or speak, you know, harshly to you, you may want to mute the stream because it could potentially be triggering for some members of the live studio audience here tonight. So I'm just going to give everyone a few seconds here that if you're uncomfortable with this subject matter, you may not want to play this clip. So here we go. I'm going to give everyone a warning, and here we go.
Somebody needs to go and take his keyboard away. Maybe his father could do it, or maybe his daughter that he should be taking care of should.
He gets hot here. I don't think I've ever seen him this hot.
All of these people, if I had to pretend to apologize to these people, I'd rather work at Walmart again.
I'd rather work at Walmart.
Eric,
well, that's coming
you're
up.
Another one. I'll watch my words.
Watch this.
Don't see me anywhere. It goes from jokes and
He's
roasting
hot.
to you saying that I should
He's
be
hot.
taking care of myself.
He's hot.
Taken care of. Me and the mother live in 2 separate houses. Keep my fucking kid's name out of your mouth, because then you'll have to worry.
Incredible.
And I don't think anyone here
He's
will hold that
hot.
against me.
Now,
Bro,
now
I'm not gonna go
to be
anywhere. I want to
honest,
keep watching this.
being in the spot I'm in here right now, doing this coverage, I'm scared. You know, I'm fearing for my career, my life, my livelihood here. You heard him say it, you know, you don't want to see me in person. So like I said, a lot of people want to call this guy like a pushover, or that like he wouldn't do anything. But you heard it right there. He's
Hey, Peter, how are you, man?
8-Bit Eric, dude. I don't know how long. It says this was 6 months ago. I don't know exactly when this took place. But you really see the anger coming out here. You really see the fire burning here.
No
Like,
problem,
again, it could be
Peter,
that
man.
classic
Just
situation
welcome.
of the aged lion, you know, being challenged here for his youth, his vitality, you know, his relevancy, which we spoke about prior. But I mean, it was incredibly troubling. When I watched this, I was like up all night, terrified. You know, what am I getting myself into here? Along with all the warnings, the stories that people sent me, you know, don't do this, you don't want to cross this line. When I seen this, I couldn't help but think of him saying these exact same words to me. Now, I will say, you know, I kind of get it, you know, when family get involved, emotions can get hot. People say things. His face is beet red, you know, and he was clearly hot. I don't think it was an act. I don't think it was a character or any of that crap. I think he was about as hot as I've ever seen him here in this moment. Eric clearly touched a nerve. And we don't know if these two still have heat at this time. I'm not sure. Let me know. We're going to open up the lines and let you guys speak about it. So we have Free Woo, good friend of the channel. How are you? Are you ready to discuss tonight's sensitive topic here?
I am. Can you hear me all right?
We hear you, brother.
All right. How you doing, man? Been a while.
Yeah, someone told him about it earlier.
I'm terrified for my life career, but I'm here and I'm with you guys, so I feel safe. Once I turn the stream off and walk outside, it might be a different story, but let's see where it goes. What's on your mind?
Good. That's what I want to address. So, the fear for your life thing. Let me just say this. In the online content creation realm, if you're going to bring kids into it, you got to be ready for smoke like this.
Yeah. I agree. I do agree with you. I agree. I do agree with that.
With Urkel glasses, yeah, pretty much.
Will get the most offensive when you start to go into kids.
Yeah.
So I think, like, as far as you go, as long as you stay away from the kid topic, bro, this guy's calling RTU a shitty dad.
Right.
He's neglecting his dad. So RTU's a piece of shit. Like, a lot of
He is a neglectful father.
He's a piece of shit. Oh, excuse my language. Let me change it. He's a piece of trash.
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I apologize. But he does seem to care on some level about his kids.
Yeah. You're right. I did get that. You know, regardless of what the situation is, I think he does take some kind of pride in what's going on behind the scenes with these ailing, allegedly children. And he clapped back. So I don't really know the situation. I'm not going to get into like the situation, what's going on, because I don't know. That's for social services to, you know,
Whoa,
get
whoa,
into.
whoa, 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 whoa,
But
no.
I very much appreciate that. Now,
No,
do you think,
don't even
like
bring
I said
that up.
before, do you think
No,
that's
no,
much of a
no, disavow, no. He's not doing anything to his children, bro. No. Don't even put that into the ether. No. Disavow.
topic that he shouldn't even be discussing his children.
That I agree with, though. He shouldn't be discussing his kids.
Because that's exactly what I was getting ready to ask you. Do you think his response here is is justified?
It's hard to say because I don't know the exact situation, but I think if you have a lot of people that don't exactly know what is really going on and they're throwing out those kind of claims, you're going to get hot about it. Like I said, I mean, it's very challenging because I'm trying to look at this objectively. I'm not going to be like, no, he is a crappy dad and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You know, I tried to look. I tried to look for a prison sentence or, a mug shot, and I didn't come across them. Nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. But either it's a very sensitive situation or it's just a situation that he's better off just not engaging in.
See, it's weird to me because, like, I feel two different ways. Being a parent myself,
right?
If somebody even mentions my kid like this, I'm coming unglued. Like, this is my response. I don't blame him. But I do see the other side where, as a content creator, you need to be able to conduct yourself under fire in a professional manner.
Yeah.
So should he have kept it cool right here? I can see that argument as well. So, but I can just tell you, myself, if somebody comes after my
Exactly, bro. And it's not like we're saying he's an unattentive father. Again, this is wrong here. We're not saying he's an unattentive father because we don't like Rich and we want to destroy his career. No. Oh, wait for it? For sure.
I get it. But, see, you a content creator, I'm not. So what do you think?
I appreciate your perspective, and what's going in my mind, just as you say that, is when we're in this career, you know, we're like right in the line of fire, and people are going to know what buttons to press, whether it's true or whether it's not. And it's very clear that whatever is going on, whether it's a negative family situation, whether it's a positive family situation, that's a very sensitive issue for this man. And I think he just needs to get the hell away from it and just don't bring it up. Don't react to it because you're going to react to it. You're going to give them exactly what they want.
Wow. Wow. PWR understands, but RTU can't. Wow.
Like, I would avoid it. I would never bring it up because if that's going to be my reaction, I don't want people to see that. I'm an online content creator. Like, I want them to feel welcome and positive when they come to my streams.
Like I said, like, leave your piece of butt, leave your kids, leave it at the door, get in front of the webcam.
I don't know.
But is that what makes them lolcows, not being able to do that?
Yep.
All right.
I think so.
Well, I appreciate your perspective. We do have other callers on the line, brother. Always great to chat with you, okay? Thank you. All right, let's get some other perspectives here. Do we have any other callers on the line? Now is your opportunity before we move on. I'm accepting everybody openly, with respect, and hopefully you show me the same respect here. How are you doing? I'm not going to read your name for your own privacy, your own safety. What's on your mind related to this topic tonight?
Well, I was a former Best Buy employee.
Incredible.
And right near where the man himself lives.
Which man himself?
And the one we're speaking of.
Okay, yeah, I thought you were mentioning the other product there for a second.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. My bad.
Go ahead.
Anyways, he likes to use our restroom, when he has to do his second, release.
Oh, God.
Okay, just.
What up, Don?
I'm gonna give you a minute, but I just have a feeling this isn't reality here.
Oh no, this is real. He speaks about this on his podcast. He likes to go there because he's not allowed to go in his own restroom. Not sure what's going on there.
Oh, 1 second.
But he does leave quite a mess.
We almost had a disaster here.
Oh my.
Fans, I apologize here. Are we still on? Yes, we are. That was a close one. Whew. We just had to dodge an attack there.
An attack by
Thought I
who?
seen a red light coming on me here, and I had to duck down. You know, for my own safety. You know, I thought, you know, perhaps, you know, somebody had some bad men stationed outside my door there. I seen something flash in my eye, and I had to get down. I'm sorry. My heart is pounding here.
What?
That's what I'm saying. You know, the risks I'm taking, you know, just to cover this topic. And I'm afraid for my own life here. I don't know if somebody's going to take an attempt out.
Wait, what?
Hopefully. It was just something reflecting off of the laptop here. But I seen a flash of red go across my eye there, and I had to get down. Good Lord. Okay, let's continue on. I'm incredibly, I'm about to have a heart attack here. Let's see, we got Crab Boy. Harry, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to say your name. I'm sorry to compromise your security, your privacy here. What do you got to say about tonight's topic?
Man, you know, you got me worried because you're my new favorite guy on YouTube.
Thank you.
And when you start talking about these kinds of things, it makes me a little nervous. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, same here. Like I said, I mean, I want to look at this objectively, though. I want to do
Right?
something different.
This
You know,
is
I'm
funny.
not here to trash the guy, to slam him. If there's something I don't agree with or don't think is appropriate, I'll speak about it. But it's a little different than what you're going to get from some of these other boneheads. You know, I really want to do this in a professional manner here.
It's true, you know, it's just when you're dealing with, you know, dangerous people like this, I just wish you were doing your relationship show so I can get advice from a 13-year-old not fucking guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Disgusting, inappropriate. This is not the time for that crap. You know, I just potentially could have had an attempt on my life here. And that's the kind of crap that we deal with. No, I'm sorry. You know, I had to call it out right now. It's abuse. You know that I have a certain level of language that I don't tolerate, especially in these more serious situations where I'm really trying to present a topic appropriately here. And you have no place in my career here. Okay, let's accept some more people. Let's get this back on track.
Yeah,
here.
for sure. It's so
And,
obvious.
Bring it back to a serious manner. I'm all hyped up. I'm sweating.
Nobody's making an
I'm
attempt
kinda
on your
nervous looking
life.
out my
Rich is
window
so
here.
goddamn fat.
Looking over my shoulder, but good Lord. I mean, let's see. We got this other person here. I'm not going to read your name. I got to make sure I respect your privacy. How are you doing tonight? What's your thoughts on related to tonight's topic?
I'm good. I'm sorry if my audio is really bad. I'm actually driving right now.
Yeah, you're good.
I promise my eyes are on the road.
You're good.
I just wanted to call to let you know because you were asking about if you could. You said that you didn't see any evidence that Rich was not a good dad.
Right.
I just wanted to let you know that I believe it was Keemstar actually who first brought this stuff forward, but his ex. Well, I don't know if they were ever married, but his ex, the mother of his child, Lauren, and I'm not doxing her name. He said her name publicly.
Okay.
Lauren posted on Facebook that he had, when his daughter was sick and in the hospital, when she'd just become blind, that he refused to go see her because he was too busy. I think he was playing Skyrim, or maybe it was like Dark Souls or something like that. But that she had posted that herself on Facebook.
Now, you're clearly a woman, I would assume.
I am, yeah.
Now, here's what I'll ask you, and I know you don't have much time because you're on the road. If your man did that, how would you respond? You know, let us know openly. Would you tolerate that?
Yep, he's still doing calls, bro. He's still doing calls.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even the fact that you did that probably compromised anything that would have came of it if there were some serious serious charges there to be brought forward.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying like charges necessarily, but like.
Wait, who is this?
Asking probably for money, since you don't want to come and visit and take care of your child. Well, then you're gonna have to pay for it. You know?
Right.
So.
Well, that's your view on it. Yeah, I appreciate your perspective. Like I said, from a woman. You know, clearly.
Oh,
you know,
this
that
is
a sensitive
Sav.
topic, and we've only spoke with Ben, so I'm glad you could provide that information and also provide your perspective on it.
Yeah, she really lent him her name,
All right, you
bro.
have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Do we have anybody else? And if we don't,
I don't
we'll
watch
move
Sav
on.
very often, so I can't recognize her voice.
Fans, I'm emotional. I'm hitting that second gear here. I don't know if I could do this. You know, is my life worth discussing this man? I don't know. Let's see. We got another caller here. We'll take another one. How are you doing?
What's not working on your phone,
Are you
bro?
on the air?
Wait, Cal, what did you know? Did you figure something out?
He does not seem to be on the air. We will disconnect. And we will take... Oh, we got a legend to the channel here. I won't say your name for your own privacy, your own safety. You're a legend to the channel, brother. What do you got to say about tonight's topic?
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
It's going good.
Well, I just called in, right? Just a few things to say.
Sure.
Here. So
Now, can I ask you first, are you familiar with this man that we're learning about here tonight?
I am.
Okay.
I used to watch him when he was actually all right. You know, he seemed like a normal sort.
Right.
But over the years, right, I think being eternally on the internet, it does something to you.
Oh.
And unfortunately, he's going the same way as a bunch of other great content creators of our time.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact of the matter is, right, there would be no controversy if he had simply gotten up from his chair and gone to see what was wrong with his child.
Right.
Seriously.
Yep.
Now, I ask you, if he had said one moment, gotten up, and then come back to the stream, would there be a controversy?
Well, here it goes back to what I was speaking about, and the other caller. If you heard the other caller, like they said that the partner or whatever was leaking all this stuff.
Yep.
But do you think that this man, you know, has just been willing to put too much out there, too much that appears to be sensitive to himself, and now he's battling against the fans, you know, with what he's putting out there himself?
It's cracks in the armor.
Right.
If you heard that expression.
Dude, I really hope he reacts to this today.
It's surprising to me that for years he's done content on all sorts on the internet.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he seems to be, from what I understand, a very versatile man who wants to try to adapt and change with the times and you know, try different things. I'll give him that.
And the drama content, right? That was his bread and butter for about a good 5 years, 5+ years now.
Yeah.
Up until he deleted his channel.
Right.
Here's what I want to get into. Right. When you have other creators like the other product.
Yes.
Right. Who's not necessarily a good sort himself, but morally speaking, has not done something as reprehensible as not going to visit your child or not even getting up when your mama's pleading for you to come check.
Well, I mean, wait a minute. I'll stop you right there, because what about these allegations of the other product not visiting his dying parents here? Are we not seeing the parallels here?
I don't want to point fingers because I don't have that set in stone. What
Right.
we have in stone is the video of him saying he's busy, he can't get up, go see what's wrong.
Right.
Right. The thing with the other product, it's not in stone, so I don't want to say anything out of turn. Do you understand what
Fair
I'm saying?
enough.
Here? But when you have people like the other product, right, who seems more, I would say, sane. I mean, he's not tattooing any picture of another gentleman on his body. And
Right.
It's not just the other product either. I mean, there have been some reprehensible folks lately on the internet,
Yeah.
like that Nick Rekieta.
I haven't heard of him, but I've been getting all this information on this dude, so maybe another issue here we'll cover some other time, but I have no idea about that guy.
Yeah, I used to watch that feller, and he had an issue. He had plenty of times where his little ones needed him to get up from the chair.
Yeah.
And it never became an issue. He got up from the chair. Now, how do you have a reprehensible guy like that on more of a moral high ground? I just don't understand.
Well, I want to...
on your child.
Incredible insight. I just want to end the conversation. It's like, in your opinion, what is really going on here? If you get to a point where you can't stop, you know, you can't get up or whatever it may be, is it that he feels, you know, that's going to damage his brand? Do you think it's going to damage his relationship with his audience? Is it going to damage his income? Like, what is really going on here? What is it, that, in your opinion?
I'll finish with this. I'll
Yep.
finish with this.
Yep.
I know you got other callers.
Oh, no,
plenty
go
of
ahead.
content. You're doing great, brother, by the way.
Thank you.
So, I think it's just what I've been saying, being on the internet too long and doing too much drama content, eventually your life is going to come into your content whether you want it to or not.
Yeah.
And the older you get, right, it's just like I said, more cracks in the armor. And the image that he was putting forth about being this paragon of truth and sanity, it's just falling apart. And he's doubling, tripling, quadrupling down. You got them Kino fellas that are covering it, and they're not making up stories,
Right.
And he can't handle it, and he's breaking down, tattooing men on his body, and it's ridiculous.
We're going to get into that later. We're going to cover that later. So I'm going to let you go there. I'm going to thank you for your call. Always a treat chatting with you, brother. Thank you for everything you do, and I will let you go, man.
Okay, brother.
All right, take
All
care.
right, take care.
Incredible insight. Now we do have another member of the channel here who I will not reveal your name for your own safety, your own security, but you are on the air. Let's have a conversation here.
They're going to know who I am. Big Oshu, right? So I just tuned in. I noticed you were talking about this RTU fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, the main goal tonight is the question, like, who is this man? Can you answer that for us?
What I want to make sure I put this, thing right front and center and make sure it's been said.
Sure.
Is he had his Dropbox, and in his Dropbox he had folders, and they were his naughty folders. And in one of those folders, what happened was his ex-partner, their daughter, it's not his daughter, it's his ex-partner's daughter, her and some friends got photos on their phone, and they'd ended up in his Dropbox. Now he said that they wanted to change phones, and they used his Dropbox to store it, and that's a load of nonsense. And what he did was he had photos of, like, he chiefed those photos of those girls and put them on his Dropbox for his wanky folder. So he's a big nonsense.
So you're making the allegation, I guess, that...
He said it. He showed it. He talked about it. It was all brought up. He was the one that said this stuff. The fact that the photos were on his Dropbox, the fact that the folders were on his Dropbox from that woman's daughter.
Well, no, I'm just struggling a little bit with the language you're using. So you're making, and like, unless he did it in front of the camera, like, we don't know.
No, he admitted this.
Fully.
He did. He did. He did.
That this man gave himself a biological release over these daughter photos. Is that what you're putting out there?
That's the allegation.
In my opinion, it is alleged.
Okay, yeah, alleged. That's the issue that I'm struggling with here, because it's like...
Listen, in the real world, what is he doing with those people?
Right, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a better way of putting it, is like, why are they there? I think when you talk about, what was it, bikini or something, because we're going to cover that. But in my opinion, what I would say is, couldn't you find another picture if you really valued those children enough? Like, I think there would be other photos that would be better in your possession than crap like that.
I don't think those children knew that those photos were in his Dropbox.
That's what I think too. I don't think they thought. Nuh-uh.
And that's what happened. And that's really, really, really bad in itself. Whether he was pleasuring himself to it or not, which it depends on whether he can actually get it up. But I don't know. I think it's really bad in itself. I just think that's enough for it to just be really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Well, it's not a good look.
Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson. No, not Michael Jackson. He was all right, but Bill Cosby bad. Epstein. No, not as thoughtful and carefully planned out as Epstein. Just Bill Cosby bad, probably.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing that up. We will be discussing that later. So
what up, James Carter? How are you, man?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shouts out everyone. Yeah, be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty, and that bad ass.
Okay. Let's see. We'll take one more, and then we'll move on. We got a lot of callers tonight. The lines are hot tonight. Welcome to the air. Hopefully, you feel safe. Let's have a discussion. What's on your mind when it comes to the man we're learning about here tonight?
Well, actually, the situation I think about this guy, it is akin to, how to put it, it is akin to the...
Are you there? You cut out.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I hear you now.
Okay, so what I was saying is mostly about RTU and other guys like that, like the other product.
Right.
And the Mexico healing tortoise eating co-host he had for one time. I think
What the fuck did he just say?
basically they morphed over time in those soft shell. Soft shell.
Not much, James. Chillin'. Chillin', you know how it is. Bro, I haven't used that since the mid-2000s. I love scary movies so much.
Right. Well, it's like the other caller said, the armor gets worn down. People start to recognize what pushes your buttons, and you're going to lash out at that, and it's just going to make you more vulnerable.
Exactly, but I think it goes even deeper than that. It's some kind of mechanism that...
It's a subconscious truth that Rich knows of himself. He knows he's not being a good father, and it pisses him off.
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. You're cutting in and out of the line. We'll have to take another caller. And then we do have to move on. We got to get through these clips here. And we want to open up the lines to people that actually have something to say, that they're passionate about, that they're emotional about. Here we go. We'll take one more. I won't use your name for your own safety. How are you doing? What are your thoughts related to this man that we're learning about here?
Hey, doing good. I think Richard's a big fat fucking retard.
Okay, well, yeah, you're entitled to that opinion, but when it comes to that language, I'm sorry. Fans heard you say it, so I won't tolerate it.
I think Rich is a big fat fucking retard. Same.
I would be okay with that. Okay, let's see. We got
come over here. Come
another
over
fan
here.
calling in.
Kick it with us.
Not glad to hear it. Glad that you're not feeling vulnerable, that you're not afraid. Like I said, I fear for my life right now. So knowing the fans are hot, the fans are passionate, and we're all healing together, that means a lot to me here.
You know why I feel abused by this guy?
Okay, go ahead. Tell the audience.
Because I had to see this guy with his freaking shirt off.
Okay.
That garbage-looking man, that disgusting 600-pound body sweating with air everywhere, made me sick to my stomach. And you know what? RTU, I'm gonna go off for a little bit. Give me like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, go ahead. This is your time for you to confront, the emotions you're dealing with. So go ahead. We'll allow it here.
All this guy had to do was put the tech reviews in the bag, but that wasn't good enough for him. But then he started live streaming, and you know what? You know why his tech reviews were so good before? Because of his editor. Because of his editor Jay.
Yeah, he had a young dude, behind the scenes.
He did. And when they went live, they didn't make as much money as they did on the videos. So, for all his work, all his past history on that channel, what did RTU do to Jay, his editor? Fired him and didn't pay him his last check on his birthday.
Oh.
That's what he did. And you know what that opened? That opened a whole can of worms. That opened a whole abyss. It's the toothpaste that came out that you can't put back in the bottle.
Okay, now can I pause you right there? Because I want to ask you a question. You seem very educated. You really came forward expressing your concern. What is the whole taking the shirt off thing? Now, is that something that the fans wanted to see?
No.
Is it something that he assumes that the audience wanted to see? Just explain this to me here.
It's because he has no self-respect. It's because he is so desperate for money, he throws it up there as a $50 goal, and people wouldn't give it to him so that they can clip him and say, look how ridiculous this loser is. He's taking his shirt off for $50. Like, come on, how self-deprecating can you be about your body to be like, oh, let's have everyone laugh at me for $50.
So are you the way you're putting it, because I'm really struggling with this, are you saying that you feel that the fans want him to do that to make a fool of himself, that nobody actually wants to see him with the shirt off, that they just want to play into it and get him wrapped up in some kind of garbage here?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know how the other product says once you put the clown makeup on, you can't take it off?
Right?
This is RTU. He plays the world jester.
Yep, he's the clown.
That when you tell the monkey to dance, he dances. He dances because he is so poor that he can't afford anything. He ate it. You want to know something disgusting? This man put a pizza. He sat on a pizza naked. He sat on a pizza, put bugs on it, and ate it.
Okay.
For money.
Shocking.
That's how much of a, excuse my language, that's how much of a whore this man is.
Now, do you think that this kind of stuff you're talking about, the nakedness and the bug eating and the shirt, like, does it work for that audience?
No.
No. It's detractors just wanting to get more clips of Rich looking like a clown.
Right.
That's all it is. And he's accepted his role as a clown, which is really weird because he wouldn't accept it when he went on Low Call Live. He wouldn't accept being a clown. He tried to get serious about things. It's like, dude, it's too late, bro. It's too late.
Yup.
You're a joke. You deleted your million subscriber channel, which would give you at least.
Hi, sweetheart.
Now, I'm going to stop you right here because I can tell by the tone of your voice you're really struggling with this, that you're really coming out about your trauma, and I would implore you to please call the number listed on the screen and report it to them. I'm going to let you go, but thank you very much for your call and your bravery, for coming forward in that manner. Anyway, I do have to read one of the first contributors to the channel. Once again, Andrew Bintz is super chatted $10, and he says, hot, hard-hitting interviews. Thank you, Andrew, for that. We're going to move on to our next clip here. What is it? We're going to get into the tattoo stuff. We talked about it a little bit. Now, I just want to say, this is when it really got to a point for me where I was kind of like interested in like, what is really going on here? Like when I first was familiar with this RTU dude, like I just thought he was like another detractor of Phil. Back when I was a fan of the other product, I was calling for him to be jailed and just that kind of stuff. That's all I really knew about him. But I think there's clearly something else going on. Is it shock value? Is it genuine appreciation? We're going to get into it. Now, this clip is a little confusing because there's young dudes yammering on. So we're going to try to get to the meat and potatoes of it here. And then we'll take some calls and see what you guys have to say. So here we go. This is RTU coping over his DSP tattoo.
Then we got Oz Cobb, friend of the channel.
Never once said that I was going to go viral. Oh, it's going to go viral. Never said it. Like, all right, yeah, no, I did say I was going to get attention. I never once said viral, though. That I'm sure. Man, like, no.
This is funny as hell. This is why Rich is a low.
So let me go back here. I just want to get the context of that one more time.
Oh, it's going to go viral. Never said it. Like, all right, yeah, no, I did say I was going to get attention. I never once said viral, though. That
so he's claiming it was for attention. Not sure what I think about that. We'll have a conversation with the
rap for cash for 5+ years.
Yeah, see,
bro, we were just kicked off.
I'm trying to research this topic. A lot of the clips
we were
really
just kicked
hard
off,
to
bro.
Come across. It was a lot of people talking over him, a lot of people cutting in and out. So we're getting into this whole tattoo thing. I'm going to give my opinion on it, but I also want to speak with the fans about it, see what you guys think is really going on. But we'll continue for a few more minutes because it's hard to wade through. I just want to hear the man speak and give his take on it. I don't really care what these young dudes have to say. Let's continue on.
Yeah, it's a joke, man. It's a joke.
Honestly, I think that's a bit too far. Like I said, like he gave his body. He literally gave his body for this industry. I think it's a bit beyond a joke. Some people have different preferences. You know, me with tattoos, like I personally would never get like an entertainment tattoo. Some people do. They'll get Pokemon or Spider-Man or whatever. I personally wouldn't do that. I think it would make more sense if,
what up,
if he
Iviga?
had more tattoos, maybe. I don't know if he has tattoos. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But it just seems like a very bizarre reward. Again,
bro, for
it's
some
like
reason,
that
I
other
was just
caller
booted
said.
off
It's
the
like
internet.
He's kind of setting himself up for it. He's kind of lining up the dominoes and letting the trolls and the haters knock them down. and leading him down this path that I don't think is a good path to go down. Is it going to get some kind of reaction? Is it going to go viral? Is it going to get attention? Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's something that
This is a
in
pretty
both
good piggy
ways,
roast, bro.
You're going to have to live with the rest of your life.
And if, like, Jesus Christ, if for some reason, which I won't do because there's no fucking reason.
For the
you
industry,
get it
dude.
lasered
Didn't you
off
know?
later on. I don't understand the big deal. You do shit funny because, like, hey, when Rich gets a membership goal, something worth it comes out of it.
You have a tattoo.
Like there it is. There's the glory shot of it that we seen on the X.
Of Phil when he was caught jerking off on stream. Like, that is...
Like, again, it's like, if you look at that's a pretty intense place to put a tattoo. Like, some people were saying, you know, he was going to put it on his bottom or whatever.
Yeah, that was the
maybe
plan.
on your leg or, like, something. But that, like...
Don,
he
it's a
is-
horrible
people said
tattoo,
he is
bro.
gonna be looking at
It's
that
awful.
every day. And I think in some ways, he's going to have a starking reminder of where his bread is buttered. And it makes me think, if that's
Oh,
what's really going on
wow.
here, there is more to this. It's almost some kind of really troubling
How does
parasocial,
PWR understand it, but
financial,
not Phil
whatever it
or
is. There's
Rich?
some kind of relationship here. I'm not saying it's a sexual. I'm not saying it's a romantic, but there is definitely something going on here. Where I think when I look at this, I just feel like he knows how his bread is buttered here. Let's take a minute here while we have it on the screen. We'll get the reaction from the fans and see what you guys want to talk about. So we are discussing the tattoo. Like I
The
said,
tattoo.
people, you don't have to ask to call in. Just add me as a friend would help. But we're going to accept everybody. If you use language that isn't suited for this afternoon program, you're going to be off. But I want to get the take. You know, I gave my opinion. Like I said, I'm learning here. I'm not a 10-year RTU lore expert here. I'm learning. And that's my reaction. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to shame him for doing it. Like, we're on the internet. We might do dumb things. Like, it's like, I can't help but look at it as he's lining it up for the haters. Because, like, I think he knew at some level, like, the people who are going to pay to get this done are not, like, genuine fans.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's get your guys'
Bro, I
opinions
really
on it.
want him to react to
speak
this
openly.
tonight.
A lot of people
Dude,
are
if he
calling, but
reacts
not
to
adding
this or
friends
starts
who
a
have a
stream,
call.
we'll
As I
probably
mentioned,
end
we're
up
gonna leave your name out of
streaming
this for your own
longer.
safety, your own protection. What do you got on the RTU tattoo
come on.
situation?
Well, I am under the impression, I've been told that the man has a disease, a sexually transmitted disease. That he
Okay,
did
and what's
not
that based off? Do you have documented proof of that? Do you have anything you can send to me or share with the audience? Or is that just your assumption here?
Of course. It's been in the works. I will make sure to forward all this information to you once it is written in stone. But it is something to think about because that man would not disclose that kind of information. He would just spread it. It's kind of in his character. That's all I wanted to share with the audience.
Okay, well, like I say, I mean, I'm trying to look at this objectively. I mean, just throwing stuff out like that, that's a little too much. That's a little unfair. So I'm not gonna comment on that until you show me the blood report. Until you show me the medical history, I'm not gonna entertain that rumor here. So let's see. Do we have anybody else on the line? A lot of people keep calling, but you're not.
Bro,
adding
this
me
is
friends, so I'm not
insane.
getting your calls
He's
on
been
the line,
right
so I will
about
do
so
my
much.
Just keep calling.
He's been absolutely correct about so much of Rich.
People are asking how you call in. You press the phone button, brother. All right, we'll give you guys another minute here. I'm leaving it up to the fans. Let's see what you guys are saying. All right, we got some calls here.
Oh, no.
How are you doing?
Not the the
again, I will leave your
defamation.
name out of this for your own safety, your own protection.
No,
What's
the
your comment on this
defamation.
RTU tattoo situation.
Well, there's a lot when it comes to RTU.
I don't think Rich is gonna I don't think Rich is gonna stream today.
Incredible.
And there's
Right. But we're talking about this tattoo situation, so
Come
just
on,
keep that
up.
in mind.
Bring your guy.
Definitely. So when it comes to the tattoo, he definitely defrauded his members.
How so? I haven't heard this major allegation here.
Well, here's the thing. This isn't the first time he's done this. A few years ago, he did a membership goal for the Nintendo Switch giveaway. Well,
Yep.
he did do the Nintendo Switch giveaway. He gave away 2 Nintendo Switches. But then he said, well, if I hit this certain number of members, I'll do it again.
Okay.
Well, he gets to the certain number of members, and then the day of the drawing for the Nintendo Switch giveaway, he cancels it.
Okay,
The stream's
that seems
audio
to be
up.
like a
I can
repeating
try,
pattern
yeah.
of behavior that a lot of callers are bringing up.
Now, there's something else that's happened too. So this would have been summer of 2023.
Okay.
He was supposed to do a lot of stuff. He got a bear suit. Never worn the bear suit. He was supposed to play 12 hours of Pokemon.
No.
Never did it. Now he had some subscribers. I'm gonna do a call out real quick. Wes.
Okay.
One of his fans sent a ton of money into Rich to do.
How much are we talking here?
I know at least $500 Wes sent him to play Pokemon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hours. Lots of money.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of money. And
In this economy, absolutely.
So here's what happened. He didn't do the goals, and he said that he would donate the money to a good cause. So he donates the money to, I believe it was St. Jude. But there's a clip out there of him donating the money, and I mean he loses his mind when he has to donate that money because his fans kept calling him out about it.
Right, but here's what I'm struggling with is what do you think do you think there's an issue behind closed doors of why these, requests are not being brought forward to the audience here? What's really, in your opinion, what is really going on that's stopping these goals from being met here?
Well, Rich is a scammer. I think Blockbuster Critic called him out. Also, Ian
Big
and
Cheese.
Pat and Ian of the CU podcast, they said the same thing. They said that Rich and Jay are snakes. It's a huge rabbit hole. You've got Rich. You've also got Jay, who's another snake, and another grifter.
Now, I don't know who this Jay that you're referring to is. I'm assuming he's the young dude, I believe, that was kind of in the back for RTU here.
He is. He's Rich's old editor.
Okay.
But just a huge rabbit hole with these guys. Also, another shout out, Nathan Sujanin. This guy was one of Rich's biggest fans.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's come out that this guy was like into a lot of pedophilia.
Yep.
A whole bunch of weird
Please
stuff.
watch your connotation on that term.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Thank you.
There's been proof that's come out. Video footage of this Nathan Sujanin guy talking with 11-year-olds.
Oh,
sexually
good
on the
God.
internet, all sorts of stuff. He even admitted to it. But yeah, it's a deep rabbit hole. A lot of Rich's fans are
No, he can't.
guys.
But here's the question. I'm asking, is there fans? Is there fans of this guy that are keeping his career going here? Because it just seems like he gets nothing but hate. But I mean, the money's got to be coming from somewhere. Do you believe that there are fans out there that are supporting this guy?
No.
Or do you believe it's all just to get him to go along with the act here?
I believe a lot of it is a cult, and a lot of it is to go along with the act.
They're just delusional.
Okay.
Yep.
Incredible insight. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for your call. Again, we are talking about the tattoo. We do have a super chat donation from Stanley. Why do you think Kino Casino have 100+ videos? Well, that's the thing I was struggling with was like, I don't want to go off too much on a tangent because we do have callers on the line here, but I found
You missed it,
hard, in the same
Iviga.
way
I
you
called
find
in
the
earlier.
videos of the other product just talking and there's nothing interspliced. This guy, it's hard to find like 2-3 minute clips of him talking. So I really struggled with that. So,
'Cause he's
so I did
boring.
the best I could. But yeah, like
He's
I
boring.
didn't really want to get into casino stuff. I think I have one video here where you're gonna kind of
I
briefly
did, bro.
go through, because I find with the casino that like it's hard for me to like cover it, because it's just I don't really know a lot of what they're talking about. But we do have a video, I think, from the casino. Hopefully they don't try to take the career down here if I play it. But we'll get into it, and that's related to that drop box situation, so we can try to understand that a bit better. And then we also got Zach Atkinson with $5. RTU is a weirdo. He mixes music using the quotes of known people that harm blank. He surrounds himself with that content. It's scary, Peter. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to look at was his music, but I didn't want to play it because he'd probably, try to end my career or something. But, what's stopping him from making this great music? I haven't heard it yet. If somebody wants to send me, a sampling, I won't play it on the air, but I'll listen to it in my own time, and maybe I'll give my feedback at another date. We got another caller on the line here. How are you doing? Welcome to tonight's program. I hope you feel safe coming forward with whatever you want to bring to the table here.
Thanks. I don't really have anything personal, but it's like an observation on Rich.
Well, is it related to this tattoo situation? Because that's the topic here right now.
Oh, with PTSD?
Yes.
It's quick, man. It's just that, like, you got to judge a book by its cover when it comes to this guy. Like,
Okay.
I know it's kind of mean, but he is a big guy. He's a glutton. He takes. I'm sorry, I'm like a little bit farther back in the stream. I tuned in late.
That's fine.
I just wanted to say that, like, he is a glutton, dude. Like, he screwed over Jay. He screwed I
Big
heard,
cheese.
the Switch giveaway. This guy just takes, and it sucks because I was such a huge fan for so long.
Really?
Watched him for years,
When
man.
did you first, get involved with this gentleman here?
RTU?
Yes.
I don't know. I was really high when that's the thing is like it was when he was doing like video essays over gameplay, and I didn't even know what he looked like.
Okay.
It was years ago, and then he kind of evolved with me where he'd just smoke his brains out, and then I stopped smoking, and I'm like, what am I watching?
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there is a lot of allegations of him, being, on certain substances live on the air.
No, he is. He is. He comes out and he says how high he is all the time.
Still?
Like, I don't know if he still does because of all the flack he's gotten for it.
Right.
But this guy, he turned out to be such a terrible person. Like, seriously.
Well, if I had to ask you, like, what's the one, because you were a fan and you're coming forward, and that's what this is all about, former fans, victims. What was that moment that
This
you
is
were
awesome.
like, I'm done with this crap?
It was like kind of like it gradually happened because like I'd be watching his streams and it was the same old jokes and like nothing really evolved. And then Kino Casino came along and all of his detractors had like a lot of stuff coming forward that I didn't really quite believe. But then the casino laid it out, man, and like the two things are his daughter,
Right.
losing her sight, and like him, honestly, him just not being a good parent. And then the other thing was
The Dropbox.
the Dropbox
Yep.
was weird. That was some fishy stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, some fans are incredibly concerned about what was really going on there. Like we say, we don't know if he was just celebrating a monumental vacation and wanted to keep photos based on it. We don't know. A lot of people are alleging there was some kind of biological relation between these photos and this man. But we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to believe it, but like, so that's like not concrete. But what is concrete to me is like he's just not a good dad, and people that aren't good parents, I don't like those people.
All right, well, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for your call, and I appreciate your time. All right, so we do have lots of other callers here. I'm going to take a look at what the next sampling is here. Well, this is a big one, so just wait a minute, because after that possible attempt on my life, I don't know if I'm ready to cover this, but this is incredible. So we'll take one more caller, and then we'll get into this bombshell segment here. Are we going to cover the whole 30 minutes of it? Probably not.
All right,
But
guys.
I do have a few things to say about it and a few things to say about the other product as well.
I don't know
Let's
if,
see. We will take this call here. Thank you
Rich
for
is
giving
gonna
you
hop on.
this time.
Probably
Thanks for giving
not.
us your time. How are you doing, brother? Are you ready to come forward? What do you got for us?
What's up, PWR? Nice to be on again.
Thank you.
I just want to say something about Rich.
Go ahead.
I respect the fact, you're a good man for being very objective, but there are some people in this world who it's quite straightforward, like it's very see-through for Rich because he's always just been like this.
Right.
I used to watch him at least when I was like still going through high school. Like the most oldest video I ever saw on Rich was the whole 2DS review. And
Yeah.
he used to review tech, and
All
I would say
right.
that the peak of his career had to be around
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off here, guys.
2020, like somewhere.
Oh man, I've been on all afternoon. Thank you all for watching, man. I will probably be here tonight. If Rich streams, I will be there. And I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all later.